right. So when last we left our heroes, we'd all recently arrived at the Black Toad Inn. You had, by one means or another, gotten together to enjoy your meals and share a drink, until a troop of orcs came in looking for someone. That someone turning out to be a halfling girl seated by the hearth. You managed to fend off and slay the orcs, only to find that Elencia's instructor had been slain along with the farmer who had brought her to the tavern. And since you have retired to your rooms with the orc chief unconscious in the room with three of you, and let's go ahead and pick up there.
Are we sleeping?
No one had gone to sleep yet. I believe Ven is standing guard at the door. Huffin and Zorik are on the bed, or one of the beds rather, and the halfling girl is sort of pressed into the corner on the other bed, with the orc chieftain possibly on Zorik's shoulder, possibly on the floor.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys want to
We were
start the conversation.
discussing. Yeah, we were discussing with the lady about her business, right? What was her name again?
I believe she had said her name was Zenny. Zenny Austin.
Zenny, that's what it was.
I believe she mentioned she was on the run from her mother, which is why the orcs had come after her.
Well, I think she said her mom wants to bring her back and like sell her or something.
Yes, I believe that's what she said.
For marriage.
Yeah, but she
Selling
saw
her
it as full-on
off.
slavery.
True.
She also mentioned work, which I think is what caught Ven's attention in, like, he's real low on gold, so it's like, well, if there's work, I can't really say no.
I believe she said she has nothing to offer you now, but anything you find in the site she intends to take you to, you're welcome to keep.
Yeah,
other
that's
than
still
the
work,
thing
though.
she needs.
I know Meatloaf and I are on board. I believe. Is Ven. Okay, hold on. Huffin's gonna turn the Ven. Okay, buddy. So we're gonna go ahead and definitely take her up on this offer, because I don't know about you, but I need to get my stuff settled out. I need to get some gold. We need to get some items. You're more than welcome to join us if you want. What did your friend say, by the way? The drow lady.
Well, we're not friends yet, and she's not very talkative to me, which is why I'm sort of listening out into the hall. But I tried to invite her along. I don't think she was really, she wasn't buying the idea.
It's difficult. It's difficult to accept change when you've had a traumatic experience.
Yeah, I don't want to particularly leave her in the middle of what she's going through alone. I would like to go on this job, but I don't think we should leave her behind here, effectively with no one. And judging by what I saw on her, no weapons to speak of.
Huffin's gonna like clap his little hands together and be like, "Well, I think the best thing we can do for her tonight is probably just let her rest, which should probably go the same for us as well. Let's just all get a good night's sleep, and then we can regroup in the morning, and we can see how she's feeling. You know, see if that rest helped her out a little bit. I think that's all we can do at this point."
And did you have any plans for that? Zenny asks, pointing at the unconscious orc.
Well, I plan to give it to the girl. Some token of revenge. I found it always helps me.
Yeah, you already tried that and she wasn't interested.
Well, that was because of the grief. Who knows, in the morning she might have a angrier head. So I think we're just gonna keep him right here, and Meatloaf is gonna pat his chest a little bit.
You know he's going to wake up soon.
I got rope. We'll tie him up. He'll be alright.
So you're gonna hold an orc hostage in the room with us all night?
Yeah, I don't think I want him to stay in the room with us.
Well, then we can keep an eye on him. Well, you went down like a sack of potatoes the first time. Alright. I'll go outside and take care of this.
Thanks. And
When you
then
say outside, are you heading all the way outside the building, or are you just going into that hall to do your business?
Oh no, we're gonna be heading outside the building here in a moment, but there's some things I want to take care of first.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna knock on Alincia's door. I say, look, I know it's not the best time right now, but they don't want to hang on to the orc that I was saving for you. So I'm gonna go take care of business outside. You're more than welcome to come along and help if you'd like. I always find revenge is a good place to start to process grief. I'll wait a
There's,
second for an answer.
there's no response.
Okay. Then I'll just head outside.
Ven looks to Huffin overhearing this and goes, "Your friend's really thick-headed, isn't he?"
I pretty much think there's only skull in there at this point.
Zorik, as you're heading out, you notice that one of the humans at the bar, the one who is wearing a robe sort of seated towards the wall, has also gotten up and you find him outside with a shovel.
Huh. What's he doing with the shovel? Is he digging a hole? Is he burying a body?
He seems to be digging graves.
Ah, is the fire still burning here in the
By now it's smoldering. It's largely been put out, but it doesn't look like there's much salvageable on that cart.
Gotcha. I'll round the corner and see him with the shovel, and I'll be like, "Oh, what you doing there?"
He sort of puts the shovel down and sort of pulls the cloak further around him. He goes, "Well, no one should be left unburied. Yes, everyone needs to end up in a starless sky somehow. They're not going to get there on their own."
Mighty noble of you. I got one more to add.
I don't suppose you could give me a hand digging. I'm not as swarthy as you.
Oh, it's awful fucking cold out here. You know what? You're right. I'll set the orc down, and I'll. Oh, he was still alive, wasn't he?
Technically, you could bury him alive if you wanted.
No, I don't want to bury him alive. I
Good
don't want to leave
lord.
anything up to chance. I was gonna throw him in the still smoldering fire, but that's not hot enough now. Yeah, we'll just take out my. Was that?
Sorry, go ahead.
Or we'll just take out my dagger real quick. Give him a little coup de grace.
Yeah, you sort of drive it under the orc's chin and up into his brain. He jerks once and goes limp. And you notice that the priest is sort of averting his eyes as you do.
What better than burying him alive?
Yes, it's just you never get used to death, or at least I don't.
No,
In the
I'd say you're
distance,
right.
I do.
No, I'd say you're right. You never quite get used to it. Do you have an extra shovel? Or do you mean for me to do all the work?
Right over here. And he sort of goes over to the sort of stables here and gets you another shovel. And he starts digging again. It takes you to a bit of time breaking up frozen ground and getting just deep enough for a corpse to be laid in it, especially doing it 3 times. Is there anything you wanted to say during this time?
Yeah, we'll just make small talk. Ask him what he's doing out here. You know, your band seemed a little strange. Are they all your friends there at the bar?
We came from the same village, really. They're rough, but they mean well. They just... I don't suppose you've ever been afraid of fighting, have you?
You might find yourself surprised.
Well,
I've seen some things. Not well, I guess they were of this world, but you wouldn't think so by looking at them.
war does strange... battle does strange things to many of us. I know they're afraid in the way that men can never truly say. But I'm coming with them, whether it's to bury them or try and see them through this. I can't leave them alone.
Very honorable of you.
He sort of clutches at the silver icon around his neck and goes, "I like to think it's my job."
Well, and Meatloaf will gesture to the poor lots out here. You seem to do it well. but be careful lest your compassion turn into a crutch.
I will bear it in mind.
Mm.
And with that, the work goes on in relative silence, or at least as silent as it can get in the falling snow. And when the 3 bodies have been buried, he takes the symbol in his hands together and begins to recite a bit of a sermon. I don't know if you want to stick around for that.
Yeah. I won't stand directly next to him like I did. I'll take a couple of steps away, and it'll catch my interest, and I'll sit there and listen.
Blessed Mother, already these 3 lives have become stars in your family in the sky. We ask that you watch over them and take care of them as you do us all. May they know a rest in death that they did not know in life. And with that, he slowly exhales and turns towards you. I don't suppose you knew any of them, did you?
No. Well, the one there for a moment.
Well,
We didn't have a good relationship.
Hopefully.
Mm.
uh-huh. Hopefully that's enough then. Thank you for your help, by the way.
I'm glad. Sometimes it does the soul good. Do something for someone else.
And with that, he's gonna give you a nod and head on back inside with his companions.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before you guys head to sleep?
Nope. Huffin's getting cozy on his bed already.
All right. Ven, how do you plan to sleep?
I am going to sit down cross-legged next to the door and kind of prop my back up against the wall, fold arms, and just kind of be like nodding asleep there. It's not exactly a comfortable position, but it'll do. I've had worse.
Mm-hmm. Huffin, I assume you're gonna take the other bed?
Yeah, the one that I'm on currently.
Okay. And then Zaruk takes the other, and then he does similar to how Ven is, where she's sort of sleeping with her back to the wall, keeping eyes on the door.
Ah.
Alincia, I assume that you're going to start meditating?
Is there anything of interest in the room, like, or is it just like empty?
It's largely empty. There's no real personal effects here since you're having the bed to yourself.
Okay.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or just signs that the room's been lived in?
Just boredly looking around and trying to see if there's anything that would be of use to me that I could steal.
That you could steal. It's going to depend on what you find important. There's a sort of small wash tub with a cloth that you could probably fill and wash your face with. There's nothing really here that a noble might find valuable, unless you just want to steal knickknacks.
Well, there's no like books or paper or anything, right?
Nothing like that. It's much more of a common person's inn. You're not going to be finding anything that you would find in a library or a noble house.
No Bible in the dresser?
No, unfortunately, the Gideons aren't in Addevar yet.
Alright. Then yeah, I'm probably gonna look around the room and kind of...
Actually, roll me a quick investigation.
Okay. Oof.
11. You do find a loose leaflet. It's basically, tenets of worshipping Imrig, which are strange and sort of foreign to you, as they seem to emphasize more the courage and devotion and loyalty to the state and to the nobility, rather than the mercantilism and trade that you're used to seeing.
How big is it?
It's about double the length of your hand. So you kind of have to fold it a little bit, and it's written on each side.
Yeah, I'm gonna fold
And
that
these
up.
are like handwritten.
Really? So like somebody left it?
Mm-hmm. Left
So
it, lost it, forgot it.
I'll sneak that onto my person somewhere and then eventually go to bed.
Now, right, you can add 1 leaflet of mainland Imrig worship.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do before you turn in?
Nope.
All right, then. As you get ready and begin meditating, you sort of begin to wander back into that sort of dreamscape of yours. Elves have a sort of natural control over where their mind goes as they meditate, and you begin to stride through the warm and moist air of a sprawling mushroom forest that you can remember from your childhood. it was on the grounds of your father's estate, and there's a sort of comfort and warmth to this, and sort of brings you back to happier times. However, as you begin to walk, the mushrooms begin to grow, sort of getting taller, reaching further, and you look around and think you're shrinking for a moment before you can see that you're starting to fall as the air begins to whip at your hair, and you plummet through a dark layer out over, out over the continent itself. You can see the sort of dome of night that shrouds the Darklands, but your gaze drifts over to the mainland.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second here. As the setting sun begins to cast long shadows over the land, you see these sickly green clouds begin to shroud the northern mountains as you fall further and start to pick up speed, and they sort of come cascading down in this almost tidal wave of destruction towards the northern provinces. Rising up to meet them from the south is this firestorm that seems to rip through the land, setting everything ablaze, leaving ash and destruction in its path. You can feel yourself falling faster now, sort of rapidly approaching the ground, as just before the two are about to meet, there's sort of a clash of bright white light that comes to replace the set sun, and among it you can see 4 figures stood back to back, a bulwark against the rising storm. A dragonborn, onyx scales glinting in the wake of a white light that casts the shadow of Noctis herself. He roars in defiance, poison spewing from his mouth, or acid rather spewing from his mouth. A red goblin with scintillating wings like colored glass, his eyes alight with the fires of the war god as flames billow forth from his open maw. Beside him is a stout demon with blue wings of a dragon and arms outstretched to unleash arcs of lightning and raw primordial energy that push back the clawing arms of oblivion that rise from the flames and poison smoke. And standing there among them is a woman you can recognize. She vaguely looks like you, and her light seems to cast the shadow of the gods from these 3 individuals. And as you're about to hit the ground, getting lost in the cacophony of screaming voices, you wake up, and you find that you've hit the floor in your meditation.
I look shocked and prop myself up.
Yeah, it's been a few hours. The night is thoroughly set. It's dark out there. You can see the stars in the sky and the moon rising high. This would be the red moon of Imreg, which you have never seen before. It sort of looks about half full from what you can guess. And sort of chasing it in the sky is this large blue object. Similar in shape, although smaller in size. You've never seen these before.
Have I finished my rest?
Yes, you've completed your long rest. Is there anything you'd like to do, or just sort of sit there pondering what's happened?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be thinking over what the fuck that was.
Right.
I'm assuming that's never happened to me in a dream before.
You've never lost control of where things are going like that.
Right. Then yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting on the floor, sitting on my bed, and pondering that.
All right. With that, the night passes uneventfully, and in the morning, Ven, Huffin, and Meatloaf, you 3 are going to wake up, and you see that Zenny is already awake and sort of packed and ready to go. Oh, good morning. Hope you slept well.
Well, you don't waste any time, do you? As Meatloaf blinks a little bit and rubs the sleep out of his eyes.
An old habit.
It's a good one.
I'd like to think so.
Huffin's gonna also kind of sit up, be like, "Wow, you guys definitely move fast, stretch." Just like a really obnoxious, like loud yawn, definitely does not want to be up this early.
All right. So I assume you're coming with me then?
Yep. I think it might just be. Huffin's gonna kind of look around the room from Ven to Zenny to Meatloaf and be like, I think it might just be the four of us. But we'll find out. He's gonna start kind of packing up the few belongings that were taken out of the bag the night before.
And Ven barely takes part in the conversation. He's just like, "Yep, I'm going with you," and then exits the room and is just going to wait on the other side of the door.
I look at you because I'm leaning against the wall.
And like, yeah, he's taking like literally the opposite stance to you, just waiting, leaning against the wall, and just gives you like a shallow nod.
Did you have a good night?
He pauses and twists his neck until there's like an ungodly crunch, and then relaxes his shoulders a bit and goes, "Yeah, it was fine."
Nothing weird.
He looks down at himself and then back up at her and goes, "Define weird. My baseline's pretty high."
I shrug and like look the other way.
Uh-huh.
It's about now that Zenny sort of slips her way out the door behind Ven, sees Alicia and goes, "Oh, did you want to come with us? There'll be safety in numbers, and the red one's 2 or 3 at least."
I might follow.
Well, you can come with us as far as the fort and see what you'd like to do from there.
I nod.
All right. Any other business anyone wants to attend to?
Well, so yeah, with a big yawn and a stretch of his arms, Zuruk's gonna come to the door and be like, "Before we leave, anyone up for breakfast?"
That would be second breakfast for me.
Well, and he'll look at you. Probably wouldn't hurt you any. Eat a little more. Come on. What? Offers extended to you too, Dragonborn. He doesn't even look around. He just keeps walking.
Now Huffin's gonna kind of scramble out of the room last,
Huffin,
of course.
As you're scrambling out, Zenny sort of pulls you aside and back into the room for a moment.
Ah, I don't think about you that way.
What? Listen, you said something yesterday. You called the elf girl Longyear. I'd be careful about that. It's a sensitive topic.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was totally my bad. Meatloaf also kind of called me out for it earlier. Sometimes I just say things. I don't really think about it. I just kind of say it. I have a bad problem with that. But thanks for also pointing that out to me. I'm gonna definitely make sure I'll be a bit more careful from now on.
Excellent. And she sort of walks out the door like, think about me what way? And she seems to be puzzling over that.
Confused Huffin, I guess, will then follow her and then just kind of come out into the main tavern area.
And Ven's done this thing where, like, he's literally waited until the last person is out before he is willing to move, and then, like, follows up the rear.
I wait for him to go, and then I fill up the rear.
Yeah, at that point, the elf starts finding herself led by, like, arm around the shoulder, like, "Come on, we're going to the bar."
Don't touch me.
Yeah, then walk.
Gentlemen first.
That's literally the opposite of the way the phrase works.
I go.
As you two continue to argue about who's going where first, at the bar, the tavern owner smiles at Zaruk, Zenny, and Huffin and says, "Early risers. Yeah, those were early too. Anything we can get for you?"
Yeah, we'll get a couple of breakfasts and some breakfast ale, and he'll give the bartender a wink.
Others.
Those that were sitting here last night, I assume.
The gentleman at the bar from last night.
Mm-hmm. They give any information about where they're heading out, what they're doing?
Roll me persuasion.
Yes, I will do exactly that.
I couldn't
Sick.
say one way or the other. Traveler's business isn't really my business. I could be convinced to think harder about it.
When I had breakfast earlier, would I have overheard anything?
Go ahead and roll me perception.
Oh, I'm great at this.
It can only end well.
Absolutely.
9. You were more distracted by the dream and sort of the grumbling of your stomach of that early morning.
Yep.
You probably didn't catch too much.
Ven doesn't have many, but he's going to place 2 silver coins down on the bar top.
He's only going to take one of them. Because I seem to remember them saying something about looking for a mercenary work in Zundashur. It seems everybody's headed that way.
Right.
Oh, really? Huffin's gonna kind of slide up to the bar, slap his arm on the bar.
I imagine he has to
So-
climb onto the stool to do that.
Oh yeah, but he's trying to do it like as smooth and quickly as possible.
I was going to say, and then Ven watches this for a hot second and helps.
No, don't touch me. I got this.
Everyone's fucking saying that today.
Well, maybe you should
So
Not the
Zaruk
first
looks
time
you
Vin's
up.
heard it either.
Zaruk turns around, looks you in the eye, and says, "You can touch me anytime."
He just slaps a hand on top of Zaruk's head.
Oh, didn't think you'd go for it. Well played. Have a seat.
All right. Well, what was Huffin trying to get to first?
Oh. You said where was this mercenary work at?
This is
Up
on
the
shore.
roadways. There's a port city called Zundashur. Everybody's been headed that way.
Oh, cool. Thanks for the info, boss.
My pleasure. I'll go get you those breakfasts. Did
See the
Alencia
tur-
still want second breakfast, or is he only buying, or is he only getting breakfasts for the other 3?
I'll take the ale. He did say ale.
Sounds good. And now is Zorik paying for all of this?
Zaruk will pay for. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. As
Mr. Moneybags.
as Alencia says that she'll take an ale, I'll give a little nod and I'll look at the bartender and pat my chest a little bit.
So it's going to be another 1 gold and 1 silver to cover drinks and meal for the 3 of you, as well as
Okay.
ale for Alencia and for Zenny.
How about 2 ale, red guy?
We'll see. You rejected my offer of friendship last night. You got to work your way back into my good graces.
Wasn't
Hey, he's got a point.
rejection. Cautious.
Huffin's gonna turn and be like, rejection? There is nothing suspicious going on, especially not racism. You.
That is the most suspicious thing you could possibly say.
Hey.
That's
Huffin's
so
gonna
obvious.
put a hand onto Ven's chest, be like, let's just shoo. Seems
Hold on a
you're
minute.
you're
Weren't
doing.
you the "don't touch me" guy?
Hey, I'm talking.
Uh huh.
And then he's gonna like do the thing with his hands where it's like open close mouth gesture. Shush.
Then leans right down to just be in Huffin's face.
Huffin's gonna just like try to like slap his face away, but it's just 2 soft little hands just kind of patting aggressively, but it doesn't do anything to Ven. Just
Are
like,
you
"It's
petting
move."
him?
Huffin's gonna turn back. No.
This is
Can you-
kind of looks like you're petting him.
What, do you want me to pet you? Is that what you want? Is that what you're after? I'm trying to talk to you. Anyways, you seem to be doing a lot better today. I'm happy to hear that. What's your name, by the way?
Me?
Yes, you.
Alencia.
Alencia. What a beautiful name. Now, I do have to say I want to apologize for last night. I do understand that maybe some of the words that I say are not, filled with much thought at times, and I might have said something hurtful to you. Since it looks like we're going to be traveling just for a little bit at least together, I just wanted to at least apologize, just while we had the time to do so.
Don't worry about it, little ears.
With that, he's just going to kind of turn back, wait for the
And Ven is
free
still right
drink
there.
and food. Yeah, thanks, Ven. God, you smell great, by the way. Can you stand farther away from me, please?
I've smelled worse. You can sit next to me.
Huffin's gonna turn back to Alencia, kind of like hushed. For a big dragon guy, he's kind of needy. He even slept really close to us last night. I think he has, like, a fear of being alone.
Separation and anxiety.
Vendir
That makes
rolls his
sense.
eyes clean out of his fucking head.
No, it's too quiet. You can't hear it. Nah, I was totally whispering. No way.
Uh-huh.
With your head holes, you can't hear that.
I wasn't.
With your head hole.
My head holes are surprisingly effective.
All right, it's about this time that the bartender comes back and begins serving everyone their breakfast. It's a thick but rich grain porridge with honey mixed in, and the ale this morning is not quite the perry from earlier. It's some other kind of fruity but strong alcohol.
Oh. I see.
Warms you up almost as good as a fire does.
You can say that twice. Don't.
You could. Oh.
Don't.
How long
is
you
just
known Red
eating.
Guy?
That's a great question. Huffin's gonna turn back, continue eating his food.
I just look confused and go back to drinking.
There are some who say there isn't even an answer.
Are you brothers?
Huffin's gonna stop eating.
Do you say that loud?
Yeah.
Huffin's gonna look for Meatloaf.
Who's sitting there? Like, I don't know what style of breakfast, whether it's a porridge or whatever. Can't remember what you said, Edris.
Yeah, it's
Like-
a porridge. It's like oatmeal.
Like spoon halfway to the mouth, with like a little bit dripping out of the corner. What, brothers?
Yeah. Huffin's gonna turn back to Alencia. You haven't been out much, have you?
I mean, everyone on mainland looks saints.
That makes
Wait.
sense. No, we're not brothers. First of all, he's red. I'm
Mhm.
like totally not red. You see these little horns? He's gonna kind of like touch his little nubbins on top of his head.
I poke
He doesn't
one.
have any of those. Also,
Yeah.
you see these? He's gonna flap his little bitty wings. He doesn't have those. We're not related.
Where did you
He's
get
all-
those?
What? Maybe he's born with it?
Maybe it's
Maybe
Maybelline.
Maybelline.
Fucking hell.
I go back to my ale.
Yep, he's all tall and red, and you're all small and blue. It's a perfect little yin-yang thing you've got going on.
Yeah, perfect as
I'll
well.
have to say we balance each other out pretty well.
Yeah, but we both say stupid shit all the time. So
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. We understand our flaws. It's okay. It's okay. We're working on it. Isn't that right? He's gonna kind of like nudge his elbow over to
30 feet
Alencia.
away.
No, not you.
Choke on my ale.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Have you four ever done mercenary work? This is Zenny chiming in.
Yeah, of course.
I have hired many peasants to do work.
And now it's Ven's turn to be like halfway through a mouthful and to pause and be like, wait, you guys haven't done mercenary work before.
Did
Don't
you
look
not
at
hear
me.
what I just said?
Do you not hear what I just said?
Yes, I heard your very obvious lies.
What?
There's no lions here. No way. I didn't lie. I've done mercenary work before.
And I have hired many mercenaries.
Okay, well, that's not doing mercenary work. That's paying for mercenary work, and you don't look like you could lift your own body weight 20% of the time.
Well, yeah, but I don't need to do that. I can go pew pew.
What is pew?
I would show you, but I might wreck some of the nice decor, like
It's-
some of the nice decor
It's the
around
kind of
here.
seat you get in a church.
No.
Yeah,
We're just gonna have to show him the ropes.
Well, I'll be able to show you later. I promise. It'll be a
It's-
nice display. You'll enjoy it.
Is pew
You're very
pew
fond of tying people
ropes?
up, aren't you?
Oh,
This is Zenny talking to Zoruk.
okay.
Oh, only when it suits me.
Mm.
You find it suits you often.
Sometimes more than others.
What does that mean?
He likes rope. I gotta confess, this guy does like rope. It's also been a little bit concerning, but it always seems to work, so I haven't really questioned it.
Does he ride horse? And swing rope?
I've never seen him do that before.
You
Hey,
can tell.
Meatloaf.
You can tell after Alencia said that the bartender is like trying very desperately to cover his mouth and not laugh.
Hey, Meatloaf.
Yeah, what's going on, little guy?
Did you... Don't call me that. Do you ever ride horses and swing ropes around?
At the same time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, maybe a time or two.
Oh, so he has done it. You can read people very well. That's gonna be pretty useful. You should
I
really
know.
stick around with us.
I'm so
A little
good.
bit longer, Alencia. You're so good. You're so good. It's crazy. It's like
Oh,
you're just so
okay,
naturally
stop.
talented at everything you do. Okay,
okay,
all right, I'll
enough.
stop. I'll stop. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, do me next. Do me next. What am I good at? Don't hurt yourself.
You can lift
You are.
things.
Yeah,
Never
you're
mind.
so good at lifting things. It's crazy. The
You're
amount of
very
stuff you can
good.
and you can reach the top shelf. I can't even do that. Good job.
Zaruk feigns being dejected and just kind of chuckles to himself a little bit.
You're very good at being red.
Yeah, you're the best at being red.
Someone would say he's a natural.
Wait, like the color or like a book?
Yes.
Oh, a double. Very funny. You're also very funny.
Yeah, you should totally keep hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't quit your day job.
Well, as
Why
long
are
as
you
we're all
making
heading
this
in the right
so
direction.
awkward?
Who's making this awkward?
He looks down the bar to Huffin.
What? No way. It's you. You're making things awkward. Not me.
Uh-huh.
I'm really good at talking to people. I've only heard you say, like, starts counting on his hand. Like 5 words.
Wow, you are really bad at math.
You are really bad at talking. Huh. How about that? He's gonna turn back to his meal.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, are you headed to Zondershire?
Who's that question directed at?
The 3 people around me.
Hey God, where are we headed?
Oh, okay, you're asking me then.
Yeah. So if I ever ask the
plan.
DM a question, I usually just put it up to, hey God.
On the ball. So you and Huffin would have been headed north on the rumor of mercenary work. You're also headed to Zundashur.
Okay.
That is what I said.
Yes, we are on our way. We are going to make a bit of a pit stop to help out our lovely lady over here. He's gonna reference over to the girl's name that I forgot again. Sorry.
Zenny.
The green chair.
Mm.
We're gonna go help her out,
Hmm.
and then our plans were to then head to that port town up there. Why were you also wanting to go there with us?
No, just curious.
Oh. Oh, well, okay.
Wait, are you not coming
Yes.
with us?
I didn't say that.
You did say that you weren't headed where we were headed.
I'm not headed to Zundashir, but I didn't say I wasn't going with you.
Oh.
Oh, cool. So, what do you do?
I
What's
did
your
this.
life like, Valencia?
I look ungodly offended.
What?
She pays people to do things for her.
Huffin's gonna now kind of notice her because she's wearing really fancy,
Oh yeah,
The like of
elaborate.
which you have never seen them make.
not a spot of
Um,
dirt.
Huffin's gonna now kind of notice what she's wearing for the first time.
Mm.
Just be kind of in his own brain, kind of thinking to himself, okay, I see. This is good for us. This is gonna be good for us.
Get your eyes off my clothes.
What? No, I was just marveling how clean they were. I've never
you
seen
should
clothes so
s-
clean.
You should stare at her tits instead.
No.
Ven, what? Okay, how you gonna tell me that I'm making things awkward and then tell me that I should stare at her tits?
It's
Well,
about
she doesn't
now.
want you to watch her clothes.
I was admiring. Okay, I understand, Ven. You're not much of a clothing guy. You don't really have much of a style going on, and that's fine. That's good for you. But me, Huffin, I appreciate fashion. So when I find something that has been made very well and styled so beautifully, I can't help but look at it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's about now that you can hear Zenny tapping her spoon on the edge of her wooden bowl. Maybe you could continue this conversation on the road. We have a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, we can go ahead and head out. I'm good. Is everyone else good to go?
I chug the rest of my ale.
One more for the road.
Two more for the road.
Ven is just
Zaruk will
heading
make
out.
eye contact with you.
I stare back.
Well, I'm waiting
Before you go, this is the bartender now. The fellow who died last night, he left behind those 2 horses for his cart. You're welcome to take those.
3 horses.
2 horses.
3 horses. I'll take
How
them.
well bred are they?
Wait, is the bartender talking about Alencia's cart?
He's
she-
talking about the cart she
the
arrived
farmer.
on, yeah?
It wasn't hers. It belonged to the
Gotcha.
farmer. 2 ales.
Are Ven and Huffin speeding off?
No.
It looks like, they're just leaving Zaruk and Alencia arguing over the bill.
Yeah,
I mean, yes.
Oh my
We're
god,
gonna
are
go
we the
look at the
parents?
horses.
Ven is getting to the door and then is just kind of watching out the door, but he's not leaving until the rest of the party get there.
Where are the horses?
The horses are going to be in the stables over here. I don't know if you can see where I'm picking.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Huffin's gonna look at the horses.
I don't know if Zaruk and Alencia want to continue their argument, or I can explain what the horses look like.
Just waiting for my time.
Waiting for our ale, and I hold out my mug.
He'll take your mug back and go refill it. Zaruk, did you want him to fill your water skin for the road?
With ale, yes.
All right. Who's paying for these?
I got the first round, princess.
This is the first round.
No. I got you the first one. Your breakfast.
This is first session. Second session if we come back.
Oh, you're trying to trick me.
You offered to pay.
Okay. Yep. You got me there. I'll pay. And he looks really confused, like as I start going like cross-eyed as he's trying to figure out how he lost this.
Maybe
Wait.
I'll pay for this one. Anything to get us moving. And Jenny's gonna give him 2 silvers, and he'll go back and fill your water skin and refill Alencia's mug.
Yay.
Are you two ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I take my mug and leave.
Miss, you can't leave with that.
I'm already gone.
You're just already out the door, not listening.
Drinking it as I leave.
I can if I just don't listen to reason.
Zorak, you hear the bartender muttering to himself as the rest of you leave.
Thanks for your hospitality. I do hope we see you again soon.
Mercenaries. All right, and now once outside again, you can see that the horses they're certainly stocky and well built. They're workhorses. They're draft horses. They're made for hauling and pulling hauling things and generally doing grunt work. These are not going to be fast horses, but they are going to be able to put up with the increasing cold. It has stopped snowing, but there is a pretty thick layer of snow on the ground.
Huffin's gonna just to be like looking at the horses, really excited about the horses. He's gonna be like, "Oh, and your name is gonna be Princess. Oh, and you're gonna be Buttercup. Oh, you guys are gonna be such good horses." Just kind of going on and on and on about
It's
how
bad
great his
idea
horses
to
are.
name them.
What? No,
Then-
they need names.
When they die, you'll be very upset.
What are
Okay.
passive perceptions again?
Very low.
8.
12.
13. Says
Um,
Huffin.
8, 12, 13. Valencia?
9.
9. So Ven and Huffin, you guys are both going to notice that there's a couple of fresh sacks of what looks like grain or fodder next to the horses.
Oh. Awesome. Free horse food. Hey, we
And,
got horse food for the horses.
You can't steal that.
If it came with the farmer, though, then it's meant for the horses.
Yeah, what's the bartender gonna do with horse food? Eat it? No, we're gonna take it.
I'll go
For the
quiet a
horses.
moment and sip my ale again.
All right, Meatloaf, who's not here yet. Where's Meatloaf? Are you coming up?
Yeah. I just hadn't
Okay,
moved
cool.
my token yet.
Hello. Okay. Hey, Meatloaf, you know how to ride these horses, right?
Yeah, I used to do it all the time.
And
you
swing
can swing
rope.
the rope.
You can't.
Jinx, you owe me an ale.
No.
What? That's what the jinx is, though. You owe me one.
No.
What? Anyways, I don't know how to ride a horse, so I'm just gonna ride on your horse, okay? Does that sound good?
We don't ride horse, we ride cart.
Yeah. You
Do we
strap the
have a
horses
cart?
to the cart and then ride the cart.
Yep. Yep.
It's about now that the three of you who are not Zaruk would notice that cart is mostly ash and cinder. There's no way you're hitching these horses to that cart.
Yeah, I was about to say, what, this cart? This isn't gonna work.
There will be
Do one of
other
y'all have a
carts.
cart?
We're going to have to get a new cart.
Okay,
Right, but until then,
we're gonna ride the horses then.
how do you plan on paying
Sir-
for a cart?
There's too many of us.
I mean, same way we paid for these horses. Find someone we don't like with one and murder them.
Ugh.
I believe you, him, and I, Zenny says, indicating Alencia and Huffin, could ride one, and the other two could ride one. They should be able to hold up to that.
I'd agree with that.
I look
I'm not sitting in the middle though. I
I look-
refuse.
between the hobgoblin and the dragonborn.
I don't. They look like they're sturdy.
Yeah, that horse is going to have a real achy back.
Nah, these horses can take it.
I-
They're
I
good
was-
workhorses.
I was thinking you split the load up. I'll take one horse, you put the Dragonborn on another, and then put the lighter members around.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Little guy and little girl go together.
Yeah, of course. But I'm not sitting in the middle. I already said that. I refuse to sit in the middle.
That's
I'm not doing
fine.
it.
All right. I suppose I should know all your names now.
Yes, my name is Huffin. Puts out a hand to shake.
She is a brisk shake. She seems to be moving with purpose at this point, turning to the rest of you.
Yeah.
They call me Meatloaf in your tongue.
In
I'm sure they
common?
do.
Yes.
In common, I am the crowned vengeance.
Anything shorter I could call you?
Then,
Then Huffin, Meatloaf, and you
Or
are.
Zaruk, if you're feeling fancy.
Oh, I'm sure you already know me.
She just looks at you, kind of confused in that confused expectation way, where she believes that if she just waits long enough, you'll go on.
Yes, I get that look a lot. It really is me.
none of us know who you are. You're not famous here.
Does anyone else know her name?
No.
Her name is Alencia, but she should be telling you that herself, Alencia.
What?
Let's go shoot daggers at her.
Everyone know my name.
No, I literally had to ask for your name earlier.
Yeah,
Yes, but
same.
you were joking.
No, I was
No.
not. I got bad news. I was not joking.
I am an
That was
Elsith.
genuine.
A what?
Cool, and I'm a little guy. You didn't know my name.
Yes,
You
but
got to introduce yourself. That's
you're
that's how.
nobody.
What? Okay, and you aren't.
No, I am
Just because you
somebody.
have some nice clothes doesn't mean.
Maybe she should explain this to you on the road.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, fine. Let's go. Let's get on the
Well,
horses, everybody.
Plenty of time to talk about it.
I get on
So
the
I assume
horse.
we're mounting up Alencia and Ven on one horse, and then Huffin in front, Zorik in the middle, with Zenny in back on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
All
Sure.
right, and we begin our journey towards the fort. She sort of leads you off the road into the wilderness. And now you are welcome to continue your conversation.
Yeah, so like I was saying, like I get it. You know, you stayed at home a lot, didn't really get out too much. I understand. You're a little bit socially inept. There's
But
nothing wrong with that. However,
I
you do
chuck
have to
my
introduce
rest of my
yourself.
ale mug at you.
Can I try to dodge that?
Sure, give me that dexterity save.
Or
I don't-
nar,
no,
not
I have-
dexterity save.
I have disadvantage on athletics, by the way, so if you want me to roll for that.
I assume we're in narrative time, and you guys are riding pretty close to each other. It's not that difficult to throw. You just get the remains of that sweet, like alcoholic ale on your face, and it
Guys!
just drips down.
You know
Hey,
how
I
much
paid
the
for that.
shirt cost? I'm gonna
Don't
mend
insult
myself.
my family name.
I'm gonna just mend myself. Good.
Mend will not fix this. Prestidigitation will.
Fine, I'll use prestidigitation then. I'm gonna snap my fingers. I do.
You notice with a wave of his hand and a snap of his fingers, the alcohol all dries, and the stains on his shirt all disappear.
You know, that's not nice. I am not insulting your family name. I apologize if that is what sounded like what I said. You have to introduce yourself. Not everybody's gonna know your name around here. You're in a different place now, and I think you need to kind of realize that. I'm just trying to help you out so you
So-
can make more friends.
While Huffin's talking to Alencia, I just want to lean in a bit and be like, yeah, he's really good at talking to people.
He's saying that too.
I-
To Alencia.
Okay.
I turn away from both of them and just look off into the distance with my head high.
If it makes you
ignoring.
feel any better, I knew who she was.
Exactly.
What? How did you know?
I've got that,
You
like,
look-
stupid half-cocked grin. I'm lying.
Oh
It's the
my
bad
God.
poker face.
This
Really
guy.
bad poker face.
This guy. All right, whatever. He's just gonna turn back to the front.
Oh, okay. You know all about her. Well, enlighten us. What's she about then? Where'd you know her from?
Well, we met in this tavern, and she told me to hit something. I hit something. It was
Tell
a
them
good
about
time.
my father.
She's got a father. He's this
Uh-huh.
big, powerful guy. He does this thing with and I look to Alincia for help with a lute, a sword, ruling.
Rolling. Mhm.
He's a good ruler. Yeah.
Yes.
He
Very
measures real
good.
good.
Wow. Would you say he's about a foot long?
No, much taller than Foot.
Oh, so he's not a ruler. Okay, gotcha.
This is the dumbest conversation I've ever been a part of in my entire life.
You should also get out more.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you're too
Alright.
busy standing around doors.
I'm on a fucking horse right now.
Oh yeah, how are the horses doing? Are they getting along okay, or are they fucking stroked?
They're doing pretty well. Like I said,
Oh,
these
okay,
these
cool.
are beefy horses. They're pretty well used to this kind of work.
Yeah, they're big guys.
They begin to, they continue rather to plod on through the largely open plains. You can see that there have been recent signs of logging in the general wilderness around you, which, how to say it? As a result, you can see a lot more critters still running around in the early winter snow. I assume that the conversation will kind of wind on like that as you make your way. Could someone roll me a d12, please?
Just a regular D12.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got a 1.
Perfect.
Woo!
So the trip goes rather uneventfully.
Hey, I got a 1.
It takes you it takes you the large portion of the day to get towards the fort, and just as the sun begins to set, you see this large the shadow of a large stone structure sort of coming into view on the horizon.
Ahead of us or behind us?
It's ahead of you. It's not rising out of the ground behind you.
What shape is it? Is it cylindrical? Is it square?
It is a large square with sort of that you can see 2 stone parapets that rise up from the corners of it.
Okay, you're gonna have to dumb this down. What the fuck is a parapet?
So, you know the rook in chess?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, they're
I
battlements.
believe that's a parapet.
Okay, so it's like a castle.
Yeah, it's a
It's like a fortress.
castle fort looking thing.
Huffman's
As you-
gonna be like, "Whoa!" He's gonna point ahead. Is that the place we're going to?
That's where it's supposed to be at any rate.
Supposed to. Okay.
That is on the shore.
No, this is. I mentioned that we needed to go to a fort to get something, and you were welcome to keep anything we found there that wasn't what I need.
Oh.
So, now that we're far enough away from other ears, what are we expecting in there that you need a band of mercenaries to go in there?
Well, rumor is that something terrible befell the fort before the uprising that led to these lands becoming part of the Midlands. No one's quite certain, just word that something happened and no one's been seen there since.
Oh no.
Wait.
Arnar.
You're a mercenaries. You? All of you.
Yes.
Yes. And you too, love. You count
Now
as
you're
that.
one of us.
Do I need to pay you or?
I mean,
No,
yes, you
you
do
will be-
actually. You have to pay me specifically.
No, you're a mercenary like us now, so we split loot evenly, and you help.
No, you have to pay us.
That's not how it works. No, I pay.
Yeah. You know, you can go ahead and pay us. Yeah, go ahead
Do
and pay
you
us.
have money to pay us?
I might.
So our rates, about 10 gold a day. So first day, come on, pay up. Huffin's gonna put his little hand out.
Can I roll something to see if I believe him?
I mean, that's
Huffing.
kind of on you. If you want to make the roll, you're welcome to.
Huff and you are going to fall off that fucking horse. Put that hand back.
I will pay you if you survive.
Okay, that sounds like a deal.
Ye-
Sounds good. He's gonna put his hand back.
As you get closer, and the fort sort of comes into better view, you can see that it's a large stone building, and perhaps in its heyday it was an imposing feature on the landscape. With time and neglect, however, it's begun to crumble. Creeper vines stretch up one side of it like an overgrown spider web, and one of the front corners has completely caved in, revealing what looks to be the remains of a training room. No banners fly from its roof, and only the sound of the whistling wind through the deserted structure fills your ears.
As we're entering?
Oh. Just as you're kind of getting much closer to it, hang on, let me go ahead and switch screens here.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
I would like to roll a perception check on
You are
the
welcome to.
building.
What you looking for?
I'm looking for any kind of traps that might be on the ground, or any kind of sign of like a struggle or any kind of fighting or nefarious
Sure, go ahead.
happenings. Perception. Ooh.
19. Yeah, as you get closer and sort of how to say it? As you get closer, and even despite the recent snowfall, you can see sort of time-weathered, rusted bits of armor sort of scattered on the ground around you as you get much closer, and some bones that are still lying around, although nothing really complete in the area. Nothing looks trapped, but it looks very still, almost unnaturally so.
I don't like that. Oh no.
Does it feel like an ambush?
It feels like there might be some undead people, is what I'm worried about. He's gonna say out loud to the party.
You have a sense for this?
Zark, roll me a... I'm going to say a wisdom saving throw, but you have advantage on it.
Advantage wisdom saving throw.
Advantage.
That's a 12!
Ah!
No. You've been working long enough as a bounty hunter that you can sort of feel the eyes on you when you're being watched. You don't get that feeling right now.
Okay.
Sus.
No, I don't know, Huffin.
About
mean-
what?
I don't. Usually I have a pretty good sense of these things. I'm not getting any kind of negative vibes at the moment.
Are you kidding me? It's so tense. I can touch the atmosphere with my hand. I swear, there's something going on.
You can
I-
always
Are we in
touch
front of the door?
atmosphere.
Yes, there's a large
I'm
wooden...
trying the door.
Yeah, as you push it in, it seems to stick a bit. You want to go ahead and roll me your strength saving throw? Or athletics?
Yes, I will roll athletics that I am great at.
18.
18.
So sort of putting your weight behind it and leveraging into the door, it swings partway open and then breaks off its rusted hinges and collapses to the ground.
You
Let me
broke
get this
it.
tool down here.
Okay.
And you see the remains of what may have once been a sort of reception hall. There's a long, sort of threadbare and time-worn carpet that looks as if it's been chewed through by rats. Knocked over statues, broken bits of masonry. It looks like the place is deserted, and whatever happened, time has really done a number on it.
Now, the position of the statues, do they look normally positioned for where a statue might be in a room, or are they just randomly in the room?
Roll me investigation.
Okay.
Oh dear God.
14.
By your best guess, they seem to be where they would be. However, given how much time it looks like has passed and how broken they are, It's hard to say with any certainty. Some of them are scattered around, some of them are kind of toppled over. It's really difficult to make out.
Right, but not overly lifelike with a panicked expression on their faces kind of statues.
These don't look like people who were turned to stone, no.
No, okay, cool. In that case, I will advance into the room.
Anybody going with him?
Mm-hmm. After watching Ven walk in, Huffin's gonna kind of go in after him, and I would like to roll an investigation check as well, just to once again check for any signs of now undead, maybe, or some kind of traps. Because Huffin is getting bad vibes.
Vibe check.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So while he's investigating, I just want Ven to turn like over his shoulder and be like, "We do not split up under any circumstances."
You got it, boss. As he trips over a rug that was pulled up a bit.
You got it, boss.
So run it by me one more time. What are you looking for specifically?
Nothing. I got a 2.
Undead, I think, is
Nobody-
what he was looking for.
Oh, yeah, just like he's getting like bad vibes from the place because of how like quiet and
Mm.
still everything is, especially with all the assumed corpses lying in the front. So he's gonna be once again kind of like trying to look for like any kind of traps or any signs of maybe undead.
No inherent signs of undead. No, you're not finding something glowing. You're not really tasting iron or there's sort of electricity in the air that you might if there was magic at play here.
Mm-hmm.
However, as you're looking around and sort of poking and prodding and investigating, you poke a bit of statue and there's a loud chink as a bit of it falls and almost lands atop you, like shattering onto the floor and basically echoing throughout the entire place.
Oh, I'm not gonna touch anything anymore.
Who's out there?
Right.
I turned to Zenny because I'm assuming she's still on the fucking horse.
She is tying up the horses to a nearby remains of a post of some kind.
Well, before she does that, is the doorway here big enough for a horse to fit through?
You would have to break down the other door for it to be big enough for that.
But is it tall enough?
Yes. You could not ride a horse through, but you could move a horse through.
I would try to move my horse through.
It's going to sort of stop as you get closer. Again, the entryway isn't wide enough without opening the other door.
Someone open the door.
Sure. I'm standing
Hold
right
on.
next to it.
Who's there?
I asked you first. You're trespassing in the hall of the Dwarven King, the Emperor.
Yeah, it's looking pretty abandoned, from our perspective.
You don't get a response to that.
Do you know that guy, Ben?
Does it sound like I fucking know that guy?
Well, I don't know.
Huffin, do you have a brain?
Do you have a brain?
Yeah, I have a brain.
Okay, cool. Same.
Right.
Right.
Okay, where did the voice come from?
It came off to your left. For your best guess, based on just generally what's going on, it came from over here.
I am just going to start heading in that direction. As I'm going, though, I'm kind of doing like the hand signal of like, follow after me.
Is anybody opening the door for Alincia?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. That insight is for the signal. Yeah. Oh, if your wrist hurts, you should really get some ice on it.
Oh my god, I'm surrounded by idiots.
And I'm opening the other door for Lindsay and the horses.
Sorry, I guess that should be, oh my mother, I'm surrounded by idiots.
Yeah, on both accounts. So, Zorik, go ahead and make me either athletics or a strength saving throw to kind of pry that door open.
Yay!
Oh yeah,
4.
easy peasy. You just sort of grab it by the edge and lever it open until the hinges give out and it breaks wide off.
And I just have the door in my hand.
It's surprisingly heavy.
I'm gonna like awkwardly like look around for a place to put it and like stand it up and it falls.
Ah,
I didn't know what to do with it.
What are you doing out there? Go away.
who are you? Mysterious voice?
Garmoth, priest of Immereg to this fort.
Where are you? We gotta talk to you.
Your best guess is that he's somewhere through there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to trot my horse into this area.
What? Valencia, you can't just bring a horse in here.
It is made for horse. The doors
But
are
no,
big.
it's-
Plus,
Ceilings
it's kind
big.
of cold outside.
Oh my god.
Think of the horses.
Valencia. The horses are fine outside. They're literally built.
They're fine inside too.
Huffin's going to find a hand on his shoulder and he's going to be like, "You're going to waste a lot of energy arguing with her that we don't need to waste."
Okay, fine. Let's go talk to this guy.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You're good at talking to people, right, Huffin?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is this door locked?
No. This
All
one, it seems to stick a bit, but it slides open easier than the other ones.
Okay, well, I'm going to slide it open and move through. I assume, like you're saying, we don't see him in here?
Not yet. You can see sort of the remains of what were once training dummies, scattered bits of armor, weapons, bones, but again, the place is deathly still.
What is this?
That is the rubble that has collapsed in from the wall going down.
Oh.
So scattered bits of masonry. You can see sort of half buried in some of it, the remains of some old training swords and padded armor, but nothing that would really stand out as out of place.
No spears in there, are there?
Roll me an investigation.
Well,
15.
There are, in fact, a couple of spears. It doesn't look like they're particularly well made. They seem very on the short end, but they are there.
I will take as many spears as are there.
Okay. You're going to get 3 of them that look serviceable. They're rusty and probably not going to do very well for you.
Okay. I will take them regardless. It's a ranged weapon, which is better than I did have. If they can be fixed up, I'll fix them up later. Right now, I'm just going to strap them to my back and move on.
Sure.
Would you like for me to roll, or I would like to roll to see if the architecture is that of dwarven nature?
Sure.
oh.
Just
That's
kind of
gonna
like
be-
the whole fort.
That's going to be a
Yes.
history check.
History? Yeah, cool. History. Nope, I don't want to roll
History.
that. I want to roll history.
You haven't spent particularly much time around dwarves. It's hard for you to say. It does look well made, or
Mm.
maybe it was back when it was well maintained. But
Mm.
as it is now, it's hard to really discern its origin.
Man, this looks like a bunch of rocks. It's crazy.
Are there flags of Imreg in here? Or symbols or anything? Or were there any outside leading up to here or at all?
No flags or banners flew, and in the entry hall, again, things seem to be so very disrepaired and time worn that it's very difficult to make out any sort of symbols or what any of the banners that are there really say. They're pretty much chewed through by moths and rats and just worn down by time.
So there's no actual representation for this castle.
None that you can see that still remain.
Not even red colors?
Red colors are there.
Oh.
They are, again, very faded and sort of gray tinged with dust, but the red is still there.
Okay. I assume my pony can't make it through this door.
You are correct. You would have to dismount at this point.
Disappoint. I wait.
Okay, he's going to stay on the horse?
Mhm.
Alrighty. Fellas in the training hall, what's up?
Oh, I'm just Huffin's just gonna be kind of following Ven into the next room.
Yeah, I'm going to move
Here.
up to the door after I've gathered my spears and give it like a tap tap knock knock.
Who's there? State the nature of your business.
Hi, we're here to make sure that you're okay. Are you good in there? Are you safe?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me persuasion real quick.
Okay. Persuasion. Oh yeah,
Oh!
baby.
Yeah.
Damn.
Finally, the Emperor sent us relief. Come in, come in. And he slowly pulls open the door as this hooded, hunched figure. Again, his robes look as time-worn and rotten through almost as everything else that you've seen here.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a staff in one hand, but all of him seems to be sort of covered up by this heavy but chewed-up cloak. It's red and with almost traces of what may have once been gold thread, but it's very difficult to tell. Inside the room, you can see pews and a large statue of a dragon, sort of with the sun in its mouth. And you can see, similar to the carpet and banners that were in the entryway, that there's a lot of red going on here. Even the remains of a small colored glass window is all done in red.
Mm.
Glad someone finally sent you here. Come in, come in. Take your seats. Give your tithe to Imreg so you can receive his blessing.
Yes, of course. Just kind of walk in. Where is he in the room?
He's right about here. If my ping will work. Hang on. He's right about here, just sort of keeping the door open and ushering you in.
Oh, okay.
At the mention of Imreg, I'm gonna hop off my pony and head in.
Alrighty.
Tie its rein to, like, I don't know, one of the broken down statues or something.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. I assume you can just tie it to one of the legs of one of the broken statues, and it'll keep it from running off.
Oh, that took you long enough. What were you doing out there?
I was waiting.
Well, here I was waiting for you. Shall we?
Red boys first?
I'm okay with that. Just don't get too far behind.
I apologize for the state of the fort. It's not easy maintaining these things on your own. It's been so long. Too long. I don't, who sent you again?
The
What was her name?
dwarven government.
It's at this time that Zenny sort of walks up behind you and says, "We are representatives of Royal Vizier Alazar Kul." Ah, the Vizier, Viceroy of these lands. It's good to see he's taken an interest once again. What did he send you here for? There's an artifact in your reliquary. He requires it. Ah, of course, of course. The halls are open to the reliquary. The Emperor. You have to tell him. Someone has to warn the Emperor. And he begins to sort of wander around, pacing up and down the center aisle here around Huffin. Doom, green fog on the mountains, the forges like charnel pits. You have to tell him. Someone has to tell the Emperor. And he reaches out to grab you, Huffin, as the robe pulls away from his arm, and you see skeletal fingers reaching out, and as they touch you, they seem to break apart and crumble to dust. Warn the Emperor.
Whoa,
As
whoa,
the
whoa, 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 whoa,
robe
whoa.
collapses in a spray of dust.
Oh, damn it. Well, there he goes, I guess. I'm gonna search his robe for stuff.
Puffin, you're only
What?
supposed to talk to him.
I didn't do that. He had what looked like a
Oh,
panic
yeah.
attack, and
He
then
just talked himself to death.
literally, you were there too. You saw it too?
Look, all I know is it was a talking old man dwarf, and then you went in the room, and now it's a pile of dust.
Oh my god, he was a skeleton.
Yeah,
Somehow
after you were done with him,
still
he's a
alive.
skeleton.
No, Ben.
Uh-huh.
Ben, listen,
I'm
buddy.
listening.
You
Yeah.
saw that whole thing. He literally
was-
walked around me.
I was watching.
He put his bony hand on my shoulder, and then he poofed into bone dust.
Yeah, after he touched you, what'd you do to him?
Why didn't you do that to the orcs?
I
I've never seen you do anything like that.
I can't do that. I have no way to do that. I am just as annoyed that he's gone as you are. Why would I kill him? He literally had information that we probably needed.
I don't know, why did you?
Oh my god, Ven, please. I
Is,
just gotta like move on and search the robes of the bone dust man.
As you touch them, they almost have a sort of film-like it inside to them, where as you touch them, they cling to your fingers in sort of
Ew,
a gooey, unnatural way.
gross.
They're
gross.
threadbare, chewed and rotted through, as if time had moved 100 years faster than the area around it. There's nothing of note inside except maybe a red metal medallion of the face of a red dragon on the inside of the robes.
I'll take it.
All right, you may add 1 medallion of Emreg to your inventory.
where was the statue of the dragon with the sun in his mouth?
It's over here, and right next to it, you can sort of see a set of stairs leading down.
How do you spell that?
Which part?
IMREG.
Yep, IMREG.
REG. Okay, cool.
Is this a temple of sun?
We should probably be careful. I'm kind of worried there might be something kind of like suspicious happening. As he's saying that, Huffman's kind of like pacing side to side.
Yeah,
There's definitely something going on right now, and I'm kind of worried, you guys. We should be really careful.
an old man gave you a prophecy and then dissolved. Yeah, I think there's something fucky going on.
Yeah, just be careful. Let's be careful, okay? This is.
Did you get some of him on you?
Huffman's gonna look at himself where he was touched.
There are some specks of dwarf dust still on your shirt.
He's gonna blow it off.
I hit
Again,
it
it
with
seems
my
like they
hammer.
sort of cling to you. You got to kind of like really brush and work at it.
Ugh, yeah, there is some of the bone dust on me. Gross.
Yeah.
It won't come off. Ah.
Use your magic.
Oh. Uses prestidigitation.
Zenny.
It cleans it right up.
Oh.
Yes?
Yeah.
Sorry,
What is this place for?
I assume, like most dwarven structures, it's a chapel to Imreg, where they'd perform their rituals and prepare for war.
But that statue
I mean, the old guy did say it was in rig, right?
is not Imreg.
You know a different Imreg?
Well, the sun is not Imreg.
A red dragon swallowing the sun. That is Imreg.
Oh, is it red?
With a statue, it's really hard to tell, especially with how time-worn and sort of pitted it is.
Right. Okay. So
Right.
this kind of doubles my advice of we don't split up because this is already fucked.
I go and study the statue.
Heaven's gonna turn to Zenny and be like, "So you just have like no reaction to what just happened? What's up with that?"
We have very important work to do. Whatever it is, we can let Alazar know about it, and he'll know what to do.
What? I don't like how easily you're just brushing this off.
I figure the less time we linger here, the better.
Okay,
You can see
fine.
she's sort of worrying with the knot that ties together her green cloak.
Okay. All right, well then let's go carefully, please.
Yeah, as you say that, Zaruk's probably opening the door next to him here.
Yeah.
Carefully, Meatloaf, please, please.
I need you to make me another athletics, just because you don't have the finest control over your own strength.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That's a
dear.
25.
You grab the handle and push on a pull door, and it just breaks forward into the room,
Oh my god.
revealing a set of spiral stuff. Hang on, wrong thing. There we go, finally. Revealing a set of spiral stairs that go up to the next floor,
Oh,
and another door on the far side of the room.
it was open.
Yeah.
I don't know why this keeps happening. The door broke inwards. Is it still in my hand like the last door?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna turn around and like get it stuck in the doorway a couple of times, trying to get it to come out, and then
As
like
you-
turn it sideways and like bring it into the room. I don't know why they keep falling apart like this.
Just let go of it and walk over it.
I let go of it and it slams onto the ground like right in front of you.
Meatloaf, oh my god.
Well, he
Stop
said
making
let
so much
go.
noise.
He said to let go.
No, set it down gently.
Well, it's
There
already
could be
down. Do you want me to pick it up and then put
No,
it back
no, no,
down?
no, 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 no. It's fine. It's fine. Just let's go upstairs.
Wait, are we going upstairs or downstairs, Zenny?
what we're looking for is downstairs. We are
Oh.
welcome to explore upstairs if you feel it necessary.
Well, we are looting the place
Yeah. We're going to give this place a decent
that's-
once over.
because that's how we get paid.
Yeah.
I'll wait here then while you take care of that.
Do you think it's safe here? Might want to keep us an eye shot.
I'm
Just-
sure I'll be fine until you get back. I'll holler if anything goes wrong.
Okay.
For that, unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to wait till Alincia gets back. I want to know what she wants to know from the statue as she's studying it.
Yeah, it's valid.
Or we
Uh,
could just strike off on our own.
I was about to say, in the interim, if you three wanted to head upstairs, you're welcome to.
Okay. I'm back, sorry. I want to look at it, so like, I realize it might be deteriorated, but the type of dragon Zahn is versus the type of dragon that Imreg is, even if they don't have color, I feel like if I really examine like their spikes and their scales and the fins and stuff, can I tell what kind of dragon it's supposed to be?
Roll me a quick history check.
Oh goddamn.
It's going to be a little difficult to tell. You can't tell if it's a gold dragon or not, since those pictures were kind of boring and a little too bright for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that this at least looks like a red dragon would.
Okay. And there's no, it's just a dragon. There's not like anything extra, like bags of gold or like swords or anything around it, other than the sun.
For the statue itself, that's all that's carved in. There are sort of what look like empty leather bags next to it and rusted swords, but no no valuable tribute there.
Okay. But there's
Unless
no
you
like,
want a rusty sword.
no. No, but the fact that
Do you want to make
there's...
me a quick investigation if you want to sort of do a more in-depth search of what's around the altar?
Sure. Why not? I'm good at these.
Very good. Again, it's very difficult to sort of sift through. It's kind of icky and gross.
I ain't
Some of
touching
it sort
that.
of comes apart in your hand, and you're like, eh. So
Mhm.
you don't really find anything of note there. You find maybe 2-3 silver pieces.
2 or 3, make up your mind.
Oh, sorry, 3.
Okay, I take them.
Sorry. Usually when I say a number like that, the last one I've said is the one that I mean. So yeah, sorry.
That's fair.
Do you guys want to head upstairs or downstairs first?
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
All right, give me one moment. Make sure this is the right map. It is.
I
Venice
follow them
specifically
after.
Yeah, Ven is specifically trying to usher everyone to stay together.
Yeah, once I'm done looking at the statue, I come with.
Fair.
It's up here you get your first signs of what may have once been life. You see skeletons still clad in chainmail and leathers, sort of scattered around with axes embedded in shields and broken bows and arrows lying around.
Axes, huh? Any of them a functionable great axe?
Again, time seems to have really ravaged this place. So it's hard to find anything that looks like you could swing it well now. These seem to be mainly hand axes. No,
Okay.
not hand axes, battle axes, one-handed axes.
Yep.
Is
Boy,
it? Sorry.
What's
it's a
up?
hell of a battle here.
Is it ever normal for there to be an Imreg image with the sun in his mouth? Is that ever a symbology I've ever seen in my life?
It's unlikely you would have ever seen it, only because you've probably never seen the sun until
God
now.
damn it! Right.
So it's very
Never
difficult for you to
mind.
say, yeah.
Go on.
Say, now, Imrig,
This
Uh,
drow will be like, what's a sun?
Yes.
What is that orb in its mouth?
I don't know what the snow stuff is either.
Imreg's like the war god, right? So would Imreg have been like a deity for my plains people? Or do
Oh,
War
yeah.
and trade.
War and
Yeah.
trade, yeah.
He's
It is a
red.
common creation myth that the hobgoblins are red because they have Imreg's blood in them.
Ah,
Mm.
Yeah.
cool. I
That's-
wasn't sure if these were like just dwarven gods or
Oh,
these
no.
are
These
the
are everyone.
9 gods are universal.
the prime deities.
Yep.
Gotcha. So I'm looking around thinking, nothing's wrong. This typical Imreg temple.
Mhm.
This elf is losing her mind.
Can Huffin do an investigation check? Because there's like a lot of like you said like leather armor and stuff lying around.
Mhm.
Can he check for any like valuables?
Sure, go ahead and roll me.
Yes.
I
Does
will
anybody
help.
want to search with him, or you guys let him do his thing?
Yeah, I would have been helping.
Okay, go ahead and roll me again at advantage. Or rather, roll me one more die.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Sick.
With a 10, what are you deeming as valuable? You looking specifically for money or
Shiny money.
shiny
Shiny
money?
and or money.
Okay. Unfortunately, no shiny. No money either. The remains of these guys, or whatever these things were in life,
Hmm.
is very much stripped down. Like, the only things that have survived are the armor and the weapons, and even then, just so.
Yeah, the leather armor. Bleh. The leather armor probably doesn't look that great, does it?
No. Again, it's very
Right.
dry and cracked and kind of eaten by time. So these joints where they would have been sewn together have sort of snapped and come apart.
I see. Well, next room I go.
Then you gonna, or rather, are you opening the door? Are you trying to do it silently at all? What's the plan?
I am moving to the door, and while Huffin is searching through the room, I've got my ear hole like up close to the door, and I'm just trying to get a
Gross.
sense of if anything is going on in the next room, because I just want to be ready in case searching in here is gonna cause anything to rush through.
Is it
But
dark
I'm
in
not.
here?
I'm not just opening the door.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me perception.
Okay.
It will not be at disadvantage.
That is
Well-
a whole 12.
Again, it's deathly silent on the other side. It's almost as if this entire place is deserted, even by rats. Like, even wildlife has steered clear of this place, it seems like.
Ugh.
Yeah, then I
Always
am
a good
be
sign.
opening the door.
No bueno.
No.
Right. This one sticks similarly to the others, but unlike those, the hinges aren't completely rusted and don't break, so it actually slowly slides open.
Does
You
it
see
make
what-
like a horrible creaking sound all the way open?
Not so loud that it would be like off-putting, but it's certainly there.
Okay.
There's an as it swings open.
Hmm.
Oh,
Now, see, is that any worse than when I do it? I mean, come on.
It's
Yeah.
it's a lot better.
It's a lot better than what you
Actually.
did.
it's a lot louder though,
Thank you. That's what I said.
right?
It certainly lasted longer at any rate. As you step through into this room, you see what may have at one point been a storeroom for ammunition and perhaps a secondary larder, where you can see empty burlap sacks with sort of a sludge running out of them, as plant matter and meat have turned to this horrible, filthy slurry. Further in, you see what look like were once serviceable arrows and crossbow bolts. They still have their tips, although these ones are certainly dulled by time, but nowhere near as rusty as they were on the first floor.
Mm.
You find replacement shields, a couple of axe heads, whetstones, pretty much things for maintaining equipment. But this doesn't look like where it doesn't look like where weapons are made.
All right. Well, as I have a couple of rusty spears, you mentioned a whetstone. I'll grab one of those.
Sure. So these are more the pedal with a circular whetstone on it. So you would have to
Oh.
find a source of water, wet the blade, and actually grind it at these if you wanted to get them in working order.
Crap.
Do the shields look serviceable, or are they just as deteriorated as the rest of everything?
Yeah, a couple of them do look like you could actively use them. Most of them, though, seem to have been made of wood, and so have sort of rotted through with time. But there's a couple that have steel cores, maybe 1 or 2 tower shields that still survive.
There's nothing pretty in this room, right?
It's all very functional. Nothing elegant or artsy like you would want,
Ugh.
but it's all what has survived looks like it's survived because it's well made.
Are there any? Can I roll another investigation check to see if I can use any of these tools that might be in here for potential potion making?
Sure, go ahead and roll me.
Ooh.
So it looks like there's a couple of stones that you recognize. The main ones sort of in your hand crumble apart and sort of go into a foul-ish smelling powder
What?
that you recognize as sort of a base for a healing potion. If you find more of these, you might be able to brew up a batch. As it is, you've got enough for maybe one if you don't botch it.
Okay.
Enough that's there that you can use.
Cool. Mystery dust. I'll take it.
What happens if we smoke it?
You'll just have to find out, won't you? All right. What would you guys like to do now? Are you going to be pressing on, or is Ven listening at the door again?
I am listening at the door again. That's just kind of Ven's thing. Like while Huffin is inspecting the room, he's listening at the door.
I'm going to
Alright.
be picking up a one-handed battle axe and a
Sure.
shield and just kind of like fitting them to myself, not actively wielding them. But like, this might come in handy later, kind of thing.
The tower shield, if you're trying to actively put that on your back, you are going to be at a penalty for any athletics or acrobatics you need to make, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Just because that's a large fixture, and it does kind of make you unwieldy.
Gotcha. Well, I'll look around for a smaller shield then.
Is there any magical items or leftover gold in this room?
Going off Huffin's investigation, just because I don't want you guys all rolling the same thing over and over again in the same place, there doesn't appear to be anything magical that's up here.
Okay.
Nor does there, again, appear to be any money. It seems like any money that they may have had probably ended up in the chapel.
Okay.
I'm guessing deathly silent at this door again.
Almost eerily so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give it an open, and we're gonna press on.
All right. Similar to the last one, this one glides open with much more ease. However, you do meet resistance to it as you try to open the door further. And you hear the sort of skittering and clattering of metal and bones against the floor as you push the door open. As you
What you got over
reveal
there?
the defensive works of the sort of second layer, it looks like when this place was in use, this would have been used for, looking out over the surrounding area and sort of putting up a ranged resistance. But you just see dozens and dozens of skeletons and metal armor just scattered throughout.
Right.
Sound
Oh.
used to be used to.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
What did you even say?
Me?
Never mind.
Yeah, I couldn't barely understand you.
Don't worry about it, redhead.
Okay.
All right, where are we going from here? Seems like a big hallway.
don't know.
Everywhere. There's got to be
This
something to make this trip worth it.
This looks like a position of defense. I'm guessing they're not going to have anything on them, but we should still check. Any of these guys had any gold?
Now, was this described as a position of defense? In which direction were they defending? Were they defending the door, or were they trying to breach the door?
I'm gonna need. God, what skill would this even be? Hang on,
Military.
give me one moment to look at this.
Wisdom?
Wisdom?
Great.
No,
Good
this
those.
would be more. Oh God. This would
Insight,
be history and insight.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna go history now.
No, it's and. I need both.
Oh, okay. Well, there's your history, and there's your insight.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It is
Oh.
nigh impossible for you to tell. You're not used to static warfare. You're usually on the other side of forts,
Yeah.
so you are kind of like lost. It's like, what do these guys do here? I don't understand. What is this static warfare? So you don't really. It doesn't really click for you.
Those are some rolls, man. Oh my god.
Good
Let's
job.
get him out of the way.
Yikes.
Okay, so there's just like a bunch of like bone piles everywhere with armor and stuff.
Scattered bones. Looks like some skeletons look like they've almost collapsed on top of each other at one point. Plates are scattered around, and chainmail is there, but it seems to be largely, similarly to most things here, rusted at points and like it could break apart if you tried hard enough. There's axes, split shields. It looks like there was a lot of fighting that went on up here.
I see.
Wonder what they were
Can
fighting.
I roll maybe insight to see if I can assume that they might have all died at the same time, or would too much, like you said, like too much time has passed to really tell?
You're going to be able to make a roll. It is going to be very difficult, though.
Okay. Was it insight?
This is going to be... I believe this is going to be another... This is going to be a medicine check.
A medicine check.
Oh.
Okay. How fun.
Oh.
Mhm.
It's not bad.
Again, it's very hard to tell, again, because
Yeah.
time seems to have moved faster for them. But your best guess is that they did not all die together. They may have died shortly after one another, but there was no... It's not like someone snapped their fingers and they all died.
Right. Okay, that's what I was wondering about, because that's what it felt like. Okay, cool. I'll carry on then.
Is it only bones?
There are some scraps of hair and beard still left, but no flesh on these bodies. Sort of around them, you find sort of this moldering goo and sort of almost like moss or lichen that sort of clings to the stone floor beneath them.
It's a mystery.
Are there any like scorch marks or acid burns or anything? Or does it just look like it was standard infantry warfare?
How close are you going to be looking at that kind of thing?
We'll say passing glance. Just
It'll
as
be
it's
it'll be perception then.
idle curiosity. Oh,
Oof.
good. 3.
You might want to change your dice color. Again, it's very difficult to tell. Even at a glance, it doesn't look like it. It could have been given the decay rate, so it might have been acid,
Yep.
but it's very difficult for you to say. All right.
That's good.
Anything else you guys want to do up here?
I am going to move down to this door and, in the trend of everything being deadly still up here, skip the check and just open it.
Yeah. So as you go ahead and slide it open, again, you meet that more resistance of pushing bodies and armor aside as you find rows of bunk beds and sort of some minor shrines with stone that still remain. You see one that looks to be of Veter, one that seems to be of Noctis, and those are kind of your. This seems like where people lived and sort of went through their daily morning rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Again, more bodies rotted through wood frames of the bunk beds. You know, time and moth chewed through blankets and pillows. It looks like you don't see any bodies in the beds, however.
Now, the equipment that's on the bodies, is it once again armor, or does it look more like common clothing?
This looks more like clothing. These bodies aren't. They don't look like they died in battle. They look like they may have died fighting, going by what you've seen till now. But these ones were not combat ready.
I see. Can I roll investigation to find, kind of similar to what Meatloaf was trying to go for, like any kind of like scratch marks, burn marks, acid, any kind of,
Yeah, go ahead and roll me investigation.
yeah. Okay.
7.
Yep.
You do notice scratch marks in some places. So you'll find your most notable one that sticks out is you see a pair of skeletons, and the way they're placed, it looks like one's hands might have been around the other's throat, as the one that was on the ground has sort of scratched and left finger grooves in the stone.
That's weird. Okay. What is the equipment on the one that's choking the other?
You find scraps of cloth, but no real. Again, these ones were not equipped to do any real fighting, so it's difficult to say.
Are they both kind of wearing the same kind of like common clothing, by what I can tell?
There's not really enough of it left to definitively say one way or the other.
This is suspicious.
The doors.
I am tense.
The doors, as I've walked past them, do they have any locking system on them?
The one to the living quarters does not seem to. However, the one that you came through at the stairs and at the sort of storeroom both do have bars and locks.
That can go either way or one way?
It looks like if you were coming in from the stairs, the doors would lock from the other side.
My
So that you would
brain-
have a harder time coming up and getting to these areas from the stairs.
But would that prevent people from up here from going down?
No, they would be able to unlock the doors and go back through.
Mhm. Did anyone check? Are there like arrows in the ground or anything in this area?
It looks so there's arrows, broken arrows, and general signs of combat on most all of these bodies. There's a couple of arrows scattered on the ground and dents in some of the stones as if they'd been shot down the hall.
Is Zenny coming with us, or is she downstairs?
She's stayed downstairs.
When I check down this hallway, is it kind of much the same thing?
You see see sort of similar stories playing out, as it's
Okay.
just carnage around this entire defensive hall.
Okay.
And we can't tell based on the attire on the bodies. Like we can't tell if like it was two factions fighting or if it was like the same guys falling on each other.
Yeah.
But the story in this room that all was civilians with civilians on civilians has given me the impression that like something weird went on here.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. Like some kind of like madness or something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zaruk is like flipping bodies over and going through footlockers looking for coin and fucking jewels and shit.
I mean, that's still something we should be doing, but
True.
Like, you guys are pondering the implications, and Zaruk's just like, oh, I wonder if there's anything shiny over here.
Are you?
Hmm?
Are you asking if there's like clothes with the bones?
I think the clothes are going to be too rotted away, so there's no real way to
Yeah.
tell.
But that's the only way you could tell.
Yeah,
Because
that's
the
what I'm saying.
castle, the castle already has red symbolism and symbolism of Emreg, so.
Mhm.
As you're looking over the bodies in the hall, they all seem to have the same symbol, same Imreg symbolism from the few symbols that you can still see that are still intact, and on the shield that Zuruk had been thinking about taking. So, whatever happened here, it looks like the soldiers killed each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this. Can I want to go back in this room real quick. There you said there's like a bunch of like altars for the different like gods and stuff, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of them,
Dragons.
not necessarily a bunch.
Are there any kind of like offerings that were set? Probably not, right? There probably would have been like withered.
Anything that would have been offered to Noctis or Viter would
Mhm.
have probably been something more personal or done through muttering of words. So that it's not like the chapel downstairs where there would have been a place for offerings to be made.
Okay, that's what I wanted to verify. Gotcha.
Is
As far
there?
as the footlockers, though, give me a quick investigation. Does anybody want to help him searching those?
Yeah.
absolutely,
Is
I'll
there
help.
anything else? Is it only Viter and Noctis?
So, whoever's one person search and give me advantage on that.
Not me.
18.
18.
Nice.
What were you saying, Olympia?
I was saying I'm looking specifically for which god deities there.
So in this room, the two shrines that stand out are to Noctis and to Viter.
Yeah. But if there's any others, is what I'm saying.
None that you immediately recognize. Give me 1 second here. Gotta dig in my notes a little bit.
Like
One
I'm
more
helping
second.
them investigate, but I'm specifically looking for like what kind of things they are.
You would also see one to Estrella and one to Pravda. But these are smaller ones. These ones probably, going by how permanently built they look, it looks like they were almost afterthoughts.
Mhm.
Pravda being the goddess of justice and sailing,
Yeah.
and Estrella being the goddess of the stars and family.
Yeah.
All right, and then as far as what you find in the footlockers, let me get back to the right page. It's mainly going to be personal effects. You find some moldering papers. What languages do you speak again?
Common and Goblin.
Or Goblin. You would not recognize the language that they're written in from the ones that you can still read. Roll me insight real quick.
Sure.
I-
Advantage or straight?
I'm helping him and I speak Draconic and Elvish, if that helps.
Unfortunately, it will not.
I know Dwarvish. That helps.
That'll help.
Insight. Straight or advantage, sir?
It will now be at advantage.
Advantage. Instigate. That's a 1.
Oh,
1 and a negative 1.
What?
nice.
Oh.
We're real good at this stuff.
Luckily, you do have the foresight to be like, I can't make heads or tails of this weird gobbledygook, and you hand it to Huffin, who can read it.
What does it say?
And so from the scant bits that you get where the ink is still there and the paper hasn't rotted away, these look to be letters to home.
Oh,
So it's generally very personal things of, the war is going well. I'm still hopeful. I'm posted at this nowhere fort. Nothing ever happens here. And then you come across a letter that says something different to the others.
ooh, oh no.
You can't make out much on it. Again, it's very smudged and faded and rotted.
No. Don't tell me
But
there's
you-
bloodstains on it.
There are not bloodstains on it. However, you do make out the words digging, dragon, and fear.
Oh.
What language is that?
These are all in Dwarvish.
Oh.
Digging dragon fear. He kind of like mumbles those words out loud to himself. Look at that me. We should. Can I like bring the papers with me
Yeah. It's
carefully?
gonna be difficult just because
Yeah.
you don't really have a box you could put them in to keep them safe, unless you want to try
True.
and take one of the footlockers.
Is there like a book anywhere?
Unfortunately, not. Like I said, this is a very Spartanly decorated place, and these were simple people. So you're not really gonna find a book.
No books. How big are the footlockers?
They're pretty big. Let me get you the dimensions of a chest real quick. It's in the PHB, if anybody's got that handy.
If they're pretty
Just call
big,
it a
then
chest.
don't worry about it. I'm
Yeah,
definitely not
it's going to be like
carry
2
that.
feet by, like 2 feet wide by 6 inches tall-ish.
Yeah, all it
It's
says is it
bulky.
weighs 300 pounds or 25 pounds, holds 12 cubic feet. Doesn't actually list dimensions.
He's gonna turn to the party. Does anybody have like a book on them?
No.
Do they seem like book people?
Well, you kind of seem like a book person.
But I'm offended.
What? Why?
Why would I read?
Oh, God. Okay, never mind.
I used to have I used to have a book.
What happened to it?
It got wet.
Okay. All right. How? Dang, I was gonna like put the pages like in between the book if I could find one. I'll just make note of what they say, I guess, mentally. Put them down back in the
The-
blocker.
Do you want me to hold it?
No, it's fine. You'll probably break them.
What?
They're pretty fragile.
Just fold it.
No, that would definitely break them.
It's worth a shot.
I mean, okay, fine. If you wanna, here, he hands them over, up to you. Here, take them then.
I take them. I try to fold them and put them in
He's
the
gonna walk out.
corset part of my clothes.
The paper crumbles in your hands as you sort of begin to fold it, and it begins to break.
Told you. As he walks away.
Well, at least I tried.
Yep. You tried.
So I'm gonna assume there's probably nothing else up here besides more bodies. We should probably head back downstairs pretty soon.
No one investigated the halls. If you guys want to give me a check there.
Yeah, I will investigate the halls because I've been
I'll help.
quietly investigating for a while.
Give you that advantage.
Okay, I will roll investigation with advantage. It's a
All right.
15.
Nice.
Let me make sure I'm on the right layer here. So as you're looking around, I need everybody to kind of turn their attention towards the top end of the screen, right about here. As you're looking around, you see that there's a section of the floor in a circular bit that doesn't seem to fit the rest of the floor. And as you sort of run your hands along it, you find a almost inlaid sort of recess that you push into, and smooth as butter, that section of floor slides into the rest of it, and you find a ladder leading down into what looks like a kitchen.
Nani the fuck?
Where was that exactly?
Up
It's going to
here.
be
Up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, I found a secret ladder to the kitchen.
Secret ladder to the kitchen.
Well, like an escape tunnel?
Yeah, you'd think if any of them were trying to escape, they'd know the way. But it looks like they just kind of murdered each other. For a penny.
Didn't Huffin say dragon and fear? Maybe there was, like, magic or something, and they were too afraid to think right.
Yeah, but fear usually makes people steer clear, not murder each other.
Hey! That rhymed.
Maybe they
Okay.
got sick.
I'm going down the ladder.
all
Oh,
right.
me too.
That's going to take us back to here. Go ahead and do this. Yeah, grab you guys. Oops. That's obviously on the wrong layer. Sorry, I'm a professional, I promise. Go. Can take you guys back to right about here.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was a room.
Oh, neat.
As you crawl or make your way down the ladder, rather, you are hit by this overwhelming, almost overwhelming stench of rotted vegetation and sour milk. As whatever once was stored here that had been food has putrefied and just turned to almost a semi-solid sludge, and it sort of drips from most of the surfaces. It looks as if a meal had been prepared to be made and had since just been left out to rot.
Gross.
Oh, no, that's just unsanitary.
There are dead bodies, and you didn't find them unsanitary.
They were
They were-
bones.
May I investigate for any preserved foods?
You're welcome to try.
What? Well, like what? Like canned food? They would last like hundreds of years, right?
Yeah, but canning hasn't necessarily been invented.
Dwarves are smart.
You're welcome to roll.
I ain't
I
down
will
there,
roll.
otherwise I'd help.
Let's go, baby. Give me those canned
Yeah.
goods.
Unfortunately, canning had not been invented yet.
God
So
damn
there's nothing here that would have been preserved long enough to survive whatever rapidly aged this place.
So nothing good in here. Not
Not
even
a damn
like a
thing.
spoon.
The way you're saying whatever rapidly aged this place is very sus.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
It's
so
so sus.
It's also sus in the description. I don't know that Zaruk would have picked up on this, but it seems like this room is in a different state of decay than the rest of the castle.
That's yeah, because like wouldn't we not smell it at that point?
Well, the thing I'm picking up on is that there's still wetness here. And like, if this place is like, if this stuff is decayed, it should be like bone dry. Like it would have dried first and then decayed. If it's
Not
turned to
necessarily.
sludge and there's like moisture here, that moisture should have dried up if it's had this long to like decompose this much. So
Not necessarily, because this room could have been like a sealed ecosystem, because we accessed it through the ceiling.
Mm,
right, but there's a door right here. So I don't think it's like sealed.
It could be sealed like a basement, and it's just damp in here.
Or something could have come from the top and sucked all the energy out of them. All the life, all the water.
Anyway, well, while Huffin's attending to the
Hand goods
search, yeah,
situation.
spices.
I'm gonna head to the door. I'm gonna check this room.
Listening first or just going right on through?
I'm just going right on through. I'm pretty sure like there's nothing on this level.
Yeah, you're gonna get another chunk. The door opens partway, and you can either leave it as it is, or you can try and break it the rest of the way down.
I'll shove my shoulder into it and try and shove it open.
All right. There's another loud clattering as the door scatters to the ground, and you hear the scattering of or hear and see rather, the scattering of metal utensils, bits of broken wood and masonry as you break into what seems to if it would stop switching to the wrong tool, the remains of what was once a dining hall, or somewhere in the high dozens, maybe 100.
Mm.
Of settings?
Of there's enough placements, or rather, large
Yeah.
benches around tables that could seat a lot of people.
Gotcha. Maybe the silverware is valuable. It could be silver.
Is that an I'm taking some silverware?
It was someone smarter than me. Take a look at this.
Sure, I'll search around, see if there is, in fact, any silverware that is worth taking.
I said someone smarter than me.
Meh.
Oof.
Oop. I'll
Yeah,
help
I
you.
will
Van.
search around looking for some silverware.
Investigation, please.
Okay.
I will help if allowed.
Well, Huffin said they were going to help first, so I'll take that help, being
Oh, I
that you're
didn't
being
hear
a dick.
Huffin should
Damn.
be doing the rolling.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What?
baby.
Look at you go with your
Too bad it's not
-1
a nat, not a
modifier.
real nat, because you got -1.
It's a nat 20.
It's still a nut.
All right, so as you search around, a lot of this stuff is corroded and tarnished,
Mhm.
but you do find what looks like it might have once been a placement of honor, or several of them sort of sat side by side. So you find 3 silver plates, 3 silver forks, and 3 silver knives. Sorry, silver spoons rather.
Okay. I will point these out to Huffin and be like, you wanna gather these up?
Yeah.
Similar to everything else you've salvaged, it's going to take some serious work to get these back to a point of being valuable, but they are there.
I'm going to take them.
Alrighty.
You can like magic the grime off them, right?
Oh, totally. I
I
also
need to
have
double
mending.
check prestidigitation. I don't know if it can remove tarnish.
Yeah, I'm
But
pretty sure it can clean
mending?
everything.
It can clean pretty much anything, yeah.
Well, I assume between prestidigitation and mending that Huffin let slip that they had earlier.
Yar.
Magical.
Clean or soil an object.
Yeah, it says clean. It doesn't specify more than that. It just says
True.
clean.
I'm going to go ahead and say you're not going to be able to get rid of the rust on it unless mending says otherwise. The rust and tarnish, rather. Fix a broken link. This is mainly for fixing broken things. So I'm going to say no, you're not going to be able to magically get rid of the damage that's been done to these.
No.
That's not to say that it can't be gotten rid of, just that you can't do it with what you have.
Yeah, you're
Do it.
valid.
Do it with oil. It's pretty easy.
Well,
Oil, yeah.
We didn't find any oil laying around, did we?
how many? No, didn't exist back then.
What? Okay,
How
oil
many?
existed.
How many silverware do I get?
So 3 silver spoons, 3 silver forks, and 3 silver plates. If you want to go back to the kitchen with that same investigation roll, the 19 that Huffin got, you would be able to find not a barrel, but a small bottle. The bottle will have survived. It's got oil in it that would probably have been used for cooking, and you
Okay.
might be able to use it to polish these.
I'll take the oil.
You may put in 1 vial of oil into your inventory.
Okay. I now am an expert in silverware. Your local silverware expert.
I'm just waiting up top, by the way, because there's no way I was going down that smelly hole.
Okay. Do you plan to go back down the way you came to get up, or are you just gonna chill there?
Yeah, I'm probably walking around up. I'll probably eventually go back down the stairs and whatnot.
Ready.
Don't know where that would land me. Maybe over here.
Mm-hmm. You'll hear Alencia coming back down the set of spiral stairs in the room beside the dining hall.
I will attempt to bust through the door.
Yeah, by now you guys you don't seem to be under any immense pressure at the moment, so you've got the time to just keep breaking down doors.
At the moment.
Didn't like
For
the way you
now.
worded that.
Things can change.
As a DM, you are contractually obligated to always word things that way.
You also find Zenny still in the chapel, sort of poking around things. She doesn't seem keen to go on without you.
Well, this has been disappointing so far.
Hey, we got some silverware.
Yay, a couple pieces of silver something.
Look, it's better than fuck all. And it's
Barely.
given us some information about this place.
True.
So, be aware. You know, if something starts trying to creep into your mind and tell you to kill your friends, ignore that.
Will
Easier
do
said than done.
better than using your fingers.
You don't like when people use their fingers?
To eat!
Oh,
Ah,
Anyway, we should head down now.
True.
All right. Give me one more second here.
Ah.
As you head on down the stairs, you get the smell that hits you of old books, that sort of musty air that hasn't moved in who knows how long, and the sort of half-broken door at the bottom here. Similar to the first door you came to, these hinges seem completely rusted through. However, the wood of the door also seems to be crumbling, not necessarily in front of your eyes, but it looks like you could blow on it and it would blow away in the wind.
A blow on it.
It does not actually blow away in the wind.
I
But it-
blow on it.
Damn it.
lied to. What a scam.
How dare you lie to us?
Scam DM.
Scam DM.
But it wouldn't take much to sort of, if you wanted to, it wouldn't take much to break this door through, as it seems almost half gone already.
Huffin,
blow-
would you like to do the honors?
So what?
The door.
No.
Open the door.
I don't want to.
Come on, big guy. You can do it.
Huffin and puffin and blow it down.
You know what? Fine.
Come on, the
Um,
door's not better than you. You got this.
He's gonna use tempestuous magic
What?
to summon an air elemental.
What the fuck?
I'm 100% positive you don't have that yet.
Yeah, it's level 1.
What?
There's no hay in well you're summoning an air elemental at level 1.
But it doesn't hit. It just lets me fly away without provoking opportunity. I just wanted to use it for flavor.
You're not summoning an air elemental, you're moving the air.
Yeah. True.
Okay.
Sorry.
That makes
Yeah,
a lot more
air
sense.
elemental is something
real different.
There's no earthly way you could summon an air elemental at level 1.
Sorry, it's
Okay.
it's elemental air. My bad.
I'm on the ball.
Uh,
So yes,
order matters.
you do manage to just gust the door open, and it's in this case with the air actually moving it, it does break apart, and you see splinters cascade to the ground.
There, you happy?
Yes.
Clap.
Very happy.
Inside, you see bars and what looks to be 5 cells,
Oh.
as well as shelves of largely rotted through, at one point might have been books, as
Oh.
well as what could have at one point been ingredients, what look like religious bits of materials, like I said, books, certain statues that may have at one point been used for, none of you really have any idea, and you do see a few potions.
I will point out the potions to Huffin, who seems to be our resident alchemist.
Ooh, potions.
Oh, potions indeed.
I
You
grab
want
them.
to roll me medicine real quick, Oven?
Yeah. medicine.
I'll help if I can.
Okay.
Are you proficient in medicine, then?
Yeah, I'm actually a lot more proficient than he is.
Yeah, if you want to make a quick roll, generally we'll have one of you roll at advantage next time, but yeah, 16. You can tell that these are 3 potions of minor healing.
Mm.
And I'm going to lower my voice a lot and try and whisper to Huffin that they're potions of healing so he can tell everyone else and take the win.
Oh. Oh, hey, I found these potions of healing over here. It's crazy.
I give him a big thumbs up.
Hey, good job, Huffin.
Thanks. I'd take them.
Nice. Yeah, you
You
can go
got
ahead
the
and get down.
sword. You got the potions. You're batting 1,000 a day, buddy.
They have been snatched.
Excellent. You see where this is and why it is being so difficult.
And all these books are like rotted away and useless, right? We're not going to be able to find the information here, right? I'm you know what? I'll check. I'll check in character.
Okay.
I will be looking as well.
Who wants to roll and who's getting an advantage?
I will help.
My investigation not good.
My investigation also not good. Can you beat a -1?
Yeah.
Yeah, technically, I mean, I guess.
There we go. Hey, look at that. +3. My investigation isn't that
It's
good.
not
Shut
good.
up.
So with this
pretty
+1,
good.
3?
what are you looking for specifically?
Me or him?
Either.
I am looking for any texts that have survived, but yeah, I'm looking for texts that survived because I don't really know what's here.
You don't find any pages in any of these books that have survived. However, the leather is still there, technically. It's very dry and cracked, and if you moved it too hard, it would just break apart.
Right. So we can't make out any like the titles of what the books or what they were.
Unfortunately not. Your best guess is that the one that's sort of red leather bound with gold trim may have been some kind of prayer book or holy book to Imreg. Outside of that, it's nigh impossible to tell. The cells and shelves, as you look on them, the iron of the cells seems incredibly brittle and rusted through. The shelves themselves seem to be collapsing almost collapsing under their own weight as they sort of slump together towards the wall.
Is Zanny coming with us?
Yeah, she's down here with you. She's I'm trying to find her token again here. Sorry. But she's over by the door over here.
Okay. While they're investigating the books, Huffin wants to walk over to her and say, "Hey, so I found some notes upstairs, and one of them was a bit concerning, and I was hoping maybe you'd be able to shed a little bit of light on it. Couldn't make out a lot of it, but it did say something about digging and a dragon and fear. Can you make heads or tail of that?"
Nothing that immediately comes to mind. Who knows what people write?
Yeah. Well, it seems like there's been some funny business going on in this here fort. So just make sure you keep your eyes peeled, okay? Just be careful.
Will do. Anything else anyone wants to look for or do while you're down here?
We said there were
Just-
cells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's check the cells.
So almost like breaking twigs, you can kind of, even Huffin, you can just sort of push through the rusted bars of these and they just break and crumble apart.
Wow.
They seem almost completely vacant. You see scant bits of what may have at one point been shackles, but similar to the rest of the area here, it's very, very corroded and time worn.
Okay, all of them are pretty much the same then?
Hmm.
Okay.
More or less.
Cool. That's all I got.
Anything from anybody else?
Just keep my eyes open for more shinies, valuables, gold, jewelry, shit like that.
All right. If everybody's hanging back, Zenny's going to kind of wave you over and said, "We've got to be close. This must be. It's got whatever it is. It's got to be in here."
What do you mean, whatever it is? Don't you know what you're looking for?
Only vaguely. As she begins to push open the door, and similar to when Huffin was using wind, the door crumbles into splinters as it falls over and scatters onto the ground. And here you find what seems to be a reliquary. Basically, if it will go to the right tool. Basically, these are more ceremonial objects and what's the word I'm looking for? What may have at one point been treasures of the church, but most of them seem tarnished and ruined, and almost even the metal of them seems to be rotted through. However, you do find a set of heavy fur boots that seem to have somehow survived whatever has happened here, as well
Boots with the
as
fur.
above those boots with the fur is a navy blue cloak with sort of an almost winged hood and a gold trim.
She's got the apple bottom robe.
Well, now these are interesting.
They're
Well,
not decayed at all.
not in the least.
May I make an arcana check on these mysterious items?
Go for it.
Ah,
Well, you can guarantee that they're magic. As you sort of run your fingers over them, there's an almost electric tingle that goes through your fingers.
they're
You can't
magical.
tell what they would do, but you know that they certainly have a power in them. And whatever that power is has shielded them from the rapid aging.
Neat.
Aren't there spells that can tell you what an item is?
Yeah. Do you have
Spells
one
that
of those?
you know?
No. Not
Oh.
me? Or-
Well, I mean, you've been a magic little guy so far.
Well, you
Just
know,
thought that might be convenient.
I do have some tricks, but I don't got every trick in the book, unfortunately.
There's a book of tricks?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Happen as you're running your hands over the cloak, you see that there's a small pocket on the inside chest of it, and in it is tucked a what looks almost like a braided wand of wood of some kind that is sort of woven together into a spiral from the small handle.
Ooh. Pick it up, take it out, look at it.
As you take it out and sort of begin to look it over and move it in your hand, you feel a sudden pulse come from the wand, and it jumps in your hand as it pulls your arm towards the right hand side over here, and you
Ah!
see it doesn't like physically pull you; it just sort of like
Oh.
jumps a little bit.
Okay.
It's not like leading you by the hand over there.
Okay.
No, it points you towards what looks to be a dirt tunnel that leads to an obsidian black stone feature.
Oh no.
And on the front of it, you can see a pristine mural of a dragon that you don't recognize.
Uh-oh.
And even at this distance, inscribed beneath it, written this somewhere. Hang on, let me find it.
Your boy's scared.
Give me one moment to actually find it. Okay. You find the words, "I touch all people, great and small. Without me, the gods would fall. Yet filled with me, even a dwarf can stand tall."
What is that written in?
This is written in common. Or sorry, Draconic,
Oh.
rather.
Dracon. I don't know what that says then.
Can you write that in the chat so I can read that over?
Give me one moment.
I think I know what the answer is, but we've already dumb lucked our way through one of these.
Hang on. I'm trying to figure out what chat I should put it in. I'll put it in the game chat.
Yeah.
And Huffin, you've got enough sense to know that this is a riddle.
But I know Draconic?
You wouldn't be able to read it, but the others who do know
Okay.
Draconic would be able to.
Oh wait,
Okay,
I thought you
cool.
said it was common.
I misspoke.
Okay.
Hey, there's this. I think I found the dragging and the digging that the note might have been talking about.
I will read out the riddle then, so that everyone can hear it.
Wow.
It's accompanied by a dragon statue that we don't recognize.
Not a statue, but a mural. It seems to be
Oh.
carved into the obsidian.
What color is it?
No color to be seen.
Um,
But you do not recognize this dragon as any of the others that you've studied.
Can I make another Arcana check on that stone?
Sure, what are you trying to find out?
To see if it's. Well, first, if it does have any magical properties, but I'm trying to see if there's any kind of like curse on it, maybe. Or something bad in nature or evil in nature.
Okay. That is going to significantly up the difficulty, but go ahead and roll.
Oh, okay.
As you run your fingers along it, you get a similar
No, I
electric
don't want to
sense.
touch it.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to touch it.
Then you're not going to be able to tell anything if you're just looking at it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
It could have been a good tingling sensation. You don't know.
I don't
Touch it.
trust a random black rock with a riddle on it. Sorry.
Hey man, it could give you a clue. There's always a reason to go, reach out and just touch things.
I'm good. Someone else can touch it, actually. If y'all want to touch it, I'll set that one out.
Does the dragon have any special features?
Special features. It seems to have a longer neck than any other dragon you've seen. It seems very gangly.
Has it got the same kind of facial structure as, say, me?
No, this is very much not like any dragon you've ever seen.
Mm.
Can I call over Zeri to look at it?
Who?
Zenny.
Zenny, sorry.
Ah.
I'm sorry, I'm bad at names.
No worries.
Zenny.
Yeah, what are you asking her to look at?
Have you seen this before? This dragonborn or the dragon? Do you know what this is? Why is it in a hole?
I've never seen anything like this before. Whatever it is, what I'm looking for is on the other side of it. I know that much.
Mm,
How do you know that?
Well, it's not anywhere else here, and I don't think I'd be lied to.
who
Okay.
told you where the things were? The relic you're looking for.
I'm gonna need you to roll me persuasion on that.
You got it. Well, oh my god, that's still really high.
She doesn't seem to. She seems to sort of be brushing past it. Oh, I'm sure I heard the rumor somewhere.
What rumor?
I'm gonna step on back here. I no longer trust her.
Rumor about what?
Rumor that this abandoned fort had some relic in it.
Wasn't this for your mother?
No, I definitely don't want her to have it.
But to protect you against her.
It'll certainly get me free of her, I know that much.
Why are we really here?
Do you want to roll me persuasion as well?
But sure. More sort of asking everybody. but-
Ooh. Ooh.
Sorry, what was that you were saying, Dream?
I said I'm more so asking everybody.
I don't know if anybody else wants to answer first.
Well, she told us that she needed to come here to get a relic. That's
There are any other relics in there, we get them.
Of course.
Yeah,
But
but she
now-
wasn't very specific about what we were looking for.
yeah.
Just kind of a, oh, we'll know it when we see it. Well, we've been everywhere.
Anyway, we're wasting time here. Does anyone know what this means? And she gestures to the riddle.
Yeah, this is the point where even if I had an idea of how to open that, I don't know that I necessarily trust you're not just going to go, oh yeah, this is the thing I wanted, to the most valuable thing in the room. So how about you tell us what you're actually looking for, and we'll try to bust this open.
Does anybody else have anything they want to add to that, or are we going forward with what Ven said?
Yeah, I kind of agree with him. You know, we should have really asked you about this stuff before we left and agreed to it. Gotta say that is our bad. But now that we're like right in front of it, I gotta admit you're acting a little bit suspicious. I'm not liking it. I would appreciate if you could tell us exactly what's going on, just so we can trust you and better help you in your issues with your mom.
Oh, and think about it, right? Like, we've already saved you once. We came all this way with you. It's clear that we're not malintentioned towards you, nor you us, at least at this point. And he looks suspiciously at her.
I mean,
In the name of
Sivrito?
cooperation.
Sivrito seems like life or death to me.
All right. One more person, whoever wants to. Go ahead and roll me persuasion at advantage.
I could. I'm decent, but
Huffin, Alencia, Ven, and Zurich, you are all eligible for this. Just one person should roll.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna suggest one of the +7s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dream and I, we could rock, paper, scissors for it.
I mean, I rolled on 1, so it's all you.
Okay. You said persuasion at advantage?
Mm-hmm.
You got it. All right, 17s across the board, baby.
So 24 or 24.
Take your pick.
I think I'll take the 24.
She lets out a
That's a good choice.
long, heavy sigh. What's in there isn't for my mother. What's in there is for the advisor to King Harnath of the Dwarves. I work for him. In exchange, he'll get me my freedom from my mother.
Okay,
Whatever's in
so
there, he wants to study it. I don't know what it is specifically, but whatever it is, he wants to study it and maybe use it for the war that's coming.
Uh-huh. And you can't give us a description of what it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like. I was told by him I'd know it when I see it.
I don't know.
What gods does this king worship?
Arnoth is god of the king of the dwarves. He worships Imreg like the rest of them.
Yes, but what about the advisor?
I assumed the rest. I never really asked. I assumed
How
the same,
long-
rather.
How long have you been working for the king?
Only a few months now. This
And
is the
how did
second mission I've been sent on.
okay? And how did you come across this position? Was it specifically offered to you, or did you just happen upon it?
I wrote him asking for help. I'm of noble birth. Figured it was a better chance than anything else I had.
Okay.
You're all mercenaries, aren't you?
It was.
I don't work for money the way you do.
Mm.
I'm a friend of the royal vizier. I work for, well, as I said, my freedom.
Yes, but the rest of them thought you were just here for money.
She's saying that to Zuruk, Ven, and Huffin.
Yeah, I'm looking at the three.
Oh, can you repeat what you said? I couldn't hear you too well. I'm sorry.
Thought you were just here for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. And everyone got all these questions.
Well, the only reason why I have questions is I just want to make sure she's not going to try and do something harmful to us. That was all.
I mean, she could barely defend herself in the bar, unless she's playing possum.
Listen, I seen her. She's very skilled actually, and she handled herself quite well in the bar. Yeah, she was outnumbered, but a lot of people would struggle without like being outnumbered like that. I was just
Uh-huh.
trying to make sure we were good. That was all. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Just because I need money doesn't mean I don't have other motives.
But I guess we should try to figure out this riddle. I have no idea.
Well, maybe that means we should be grilling you.
Hmm.
Could be error.
You said air?
Could be error.
I think it could be faith.
And that's two.
As Zuruk says faith,
I was
there's
thinking
a flicker of green light that comes from the dragon's eye as it slowly, the front of the stone face slowly opens, almost like a clamshell.
Oh my god.
Inside,
Nobody!
inside is a small but ornate sort of shrine is the best word you can think of to describe it. Inside on a jade pedestal is a small green scale, and there are small statues of various figures that appear to be made of a similar green stone.
Ooh.
What kind of figures?
Zenny immediately goes forward and takes the scale off the center of it. Everything else in there is yours, but this is mine.
You're not going to look around for traps or anything? Jesus Christ, for as careful as you are, you really make some rash decisions.
You'll forgive me for thinking that you would rush in to take it if I didn't.
That's valid.
I wouldn't forgive you.
Huffin's gonna like take out his bag and like open it and just start like arm over table just sweeping them into the bag.
Sure,
Sweeping
you
what?
are going to get... Sorry, go ahead.
Sweeping what?
He's basically taking all the figures that are in there.
Oh, they're small? They're not like big?
No, there's no big fixtures in here. There's not a ton of room in there beyond the black stone carvings.
Mhm.
So you'll get 8 small jade figures.
Ooh. We can sell these when we go to the next place.
Yeah, these might actually be worth something. This and the magic
Mhm.
items.
And we got 8 of them. That's such a good number.
Yeah, that's 2 for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and easy to divide. Even I can do that math.
Yeah, look at you. You're getting a lot better at math, by the way. I'm proud of you.
I've been practicing.
I can tell.
I didn't want
paying
to
off.
say anything earlier, but that was the book that I had. It was on arithmetic. Arithmetic?
Oh, that's good for you, buddy. He's gonna pat him on the back.
That does not look like an artifact.
You're talking to Zenny?
Mm-hmm.
It's what I assume it's what I was sent here for.
But you weren't given a description.
It seems to be the central focus of the chamber.
It was the thing in the vault, in the middle of
Yeah.
the room. I mean,
Yeah, it even had like a spotlight on it. It's pretty cool looking.
Uh-huh.
Is no one else noticing that it is a scale?
I don't think I've ever seen.
Okay, I can say I've never seen something like that.
I'm very
looks like
much
a chip.
noticing.
Yeah,
Zenny
what's the
sort
size of
of-
the scale? Is it like palm sized? Is it like gigantic or?
It would fit in a palm. It's like if you reached out and plucked one of Ven's scales off. It's almost the same thing.
Oh,
And what color is it?
It is green.
Green. Okay.
You said it was Jade too, right?
You didn't really get a good look at it, or didn't really get a close enough look at it for long enough to be able to tell.
the figure
You
is
know
with
that
jade.
correct.
Hey, can I look at that scale? I just want to look at it. I've never seen that before.
I think you'd understand my hesitance to say no, or my desire to say no.
What if I put my hands behind my back?
We should get out of here.
Okay,
Whatever else is
fine.
here is none of our business.
Okay. Let's go.
I need perception checks from everybody real quick.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ven and Huffin, you hear the scraping of metal on stone and the shambling of iron-shod feet coming from the rooms above you.
Man.
And that is unfortunately where we're going to have to cut it for now.
Ah, fuck.
I knew it.
Oh,
I believe
Skeletons.
we've been going about 2 hours. Let's all at least take
Almost
a break to, almost 3. Let's all take a quick break to get some water, use bathroom if you need to, and we'll
Yes.
reconvene.
Alright,
Okie dokie.
Captain.
Sounds
back.
good.
Captain.
We're back.
All right. So Huffin and Alencia, Huffin and Ven, you hear the scraping of metal on stone and the trudging of iron-shod feet coming from the floor above you.
Oh no.
Wait,
What?
We gotta.
We should get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting out of here would be moving toward that, so we should prepare ourselves for a fight.
Yeah,
gentlemen first?
This position could be serviceable. We could always fall back to the vault as a secondary location.
Yeah, let's move forward so we're not losing any ground, and then when we see it, we can decide where we want to fall back to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should hold doorways.
Mhm. I'm going to advance until I see something hostile.
All right. You managed to make it all the way up the stairs to the chapel again before you see, quote unquote, anything hostile.
Oh shit!
Excellent.
We're basically outdoors.
You guys are going to be up about here.
What?
Go.
Get off my face.
She's riding on your shoulders.
Sorry, she doesn't look like she's in your square on my screen.
They're overlapping. Or
Okay.
as they were.
I moved.
Weird. I don't know why she'd be overlapping.
I don't know.
Anyway, as you come up into the chapel, you see the armored-ish skeletal frames of what had once been dwarven warriors shambling towards you. They're coming through the door to the training hall as well as through the door from the stairs.
I would just like to inform you all that you're dead.
There's no real sound they make as they continue to shamble towards you.
I fully believe that they would have groaned. They don't need a brain to eye roll
don't-
that one.
They don't have lungs.
Look,
Fair.
And you said how
sometimes-
many?
Sometimes with the undead, you inform them that they're dead and they realise and fall down. Trust me, I've seen it.
Hang on, sorry. I forgot. There we go.
Tentatively, I believe you.
Are we rolling initiative then?
Mm-hmm.
21.16.
Let's go.
That's it.
Oh, I hate that tiebreaker.
Oh,
Oh,
you hate the tiebreaker? I'll get
It's
rid of
fine.
it.
It's fine for now. All right.
nat 20.
I
just
actually got
like
a high
having it.
number.
I am the slowest?
Uh-huh.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Wow.
And get used to it.
You're the least concerned.
I should be the highest dex here.
I believe you.
Well, I rolled high.
My dex isn't horrible.
I should still be the highest.
True.
Okay. So, Alincia, you can see skeletons coming through the doors here as well as here.
Do they at all look like they are particularly aimed at one small halfling?
It is difficult to tell without taking some time to observe.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Are there any near Vin?
Yes, there's one pretty much right next to him.
They look hostile. Try to hit one. And I vicarious attack Vin.
I will tail flail.
Teflail.
Alrighty. 17's gonna hit.
Huzzah. 10
And
blow
10 damage. As your tailflail whips around and comes down, crashing into the exposed part of the skeleton's skull, it just sort of splinters apart and you send it clattering to the ground. That is one dead skeleton.
Huzzah.
Anything else, Alincia?
You might want to hang back with your artifact, I say to Zenny. And that's my turn.
Alright, and we come to Meatloaf.
Alrighty. You said that they were coming in through this door. Sorry, let me unhide.
Yeah, they're coming in
this
through
door
both
and this
doors
one?
to the room. Mhm.
Alright. I'm going to charge down. I'm going to say to Ven, you get that door, I'll get this one down here. Come running up, maul in hand, and just take an attack at the first guy I see.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll.
There it is. 12.
Sorry, give me one moment. 12 is unfortunately going to miss.
Yeah.
As you bring the maul down and it sort of catches on what had once been the doorway in and sort of splinters some of the wood from the still upright door.
Real quick.
Mhm.
Let me remember my character. I have one ally. Fuck! One ally within 30 feet. Does a 13 hit?
13 will put you over the edge.
Alright.
If you want to go ahead and roll damage.
So copy that. 10.
Now we know that their AC is 13.
Yeah, as you bring the maul down, and sort of similar to the tail flail, you splinter through skull and sort of into the chest as you destroy this thing's spinal column and send it clattering to the ground. This is another dead skeleton. Anything else, Meatloaf?
That is going to do it, I believe. How many skeletons can I see before I decide to end my turn?
Out that door, you can see about 5 that are shambling towards you.
5. Okay. Anyone with like ranged weapons or bows or anything, or are they just kind of shambling with like swords and axes?
They seem to be just sort of shambling with whatever melee weapons they have.
Okay, cool. In that case, no, that'll be it.
All right, and we come to Huffin.
Okay, so looking in this direction, how many guys are coming out right now? Or are they still like in this room?
They're largely still in this room. You can see through, and it seems to be just I don't want to say a wall, but a sea of just bones and armor trying to push through that door.
Cool. Huffin's gonna go here. To help back up his buddy Meatloaf.
Oh.
Am I able to safely shoot anything out into this room, or would I run fear of hitting my boy here?
Yes, I'd say you're able to safely shoot past him.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Witch Bolt
Okay.
at the first guy I see.
12 is unfortunately going to miss.
Nar. Well, and I'm gonna sit there. That's my turn.
All right, and we come to Palisar.
All right. I'm going to hold the rear. You guys follow Meatloaf, try and drive through and get the fuck out of here as soon as possible. I can't move up until you guys move out, so get going. And I'm gonna hold this door. So, assuming none have already pushed in, like, are there any in the doorway or?
Remember, the tail foil does have a reach of 10. I did misspeak last time. So you can reach through the doorway with it.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I would like to hold the door frame and tail flail through.
Go ahead.
That's an 11.
That is unfortunately a miss, as it sort of the chain catches and sort of clatters as you try to swing it through the doorway. All right, and we're going to come to the Skelebones, boys. Unfortunately, only one can move up into each doorway, but they are going to go ahead and take a swing at you. Unfortunately, both just sort of swing their axes haphazardly in sort of an arc, letting the weight of it sort of carry their skeletal arms through, and they both miss wildly on both of you. Zenny is going to then go ahead and run up to here and sort of ready in case anything does manage to push through Zuruk. And then we're going to come back to Alencia.
Whoops. I'm moving to here. And yelling at Ven something about how to swing properly through doorway.
God damn it. Alright. I will take another tail flail attack then.
Go ahead and roll. That is equally going to miss, unfortunately.
That was worse!
Yeah, I noticed. Get moving.
Ew. That is my turn.
All right, and we come to Meatloaf.
Alrighty. Let me show you how it's done. 13.
That will hit.
Jesus, barely. All for no damage.
All right.
You see how it's done, minimum damage.
Hey, at least I fucking hit.
As you bring them all down into the skeleton, you feel the crunch and crack of bone. However, your maul seems to get caught in between the hole it puts into the ribcage, and it doesn't really. It's a little more difficult to pull it back out or carry your swing through, as you just manage to get your weapon back. The skeleton is still standing though.
Gotcha.
And Huffin.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to cast Witch Bolt again
All right.
on the closest one.
Do it.
On the one that's already damaged.
Yeah.
Okay.
19.
Cool. That hits.
Go ahead, and if you click the name Witch Bolt in the die roll, it'll roll damage for you.
No, like in the
Nope.
window.
That was the wrong one. In the window?
Like where it
So
says
in the-
19 and below it? Yeah. there.
Oh, cool.
So with that, the electricity comes shooting out of your hand and sparking into the skeleton, and seems to dispel whatever magic runs through it as it, as much as the skeleton can, sort of leans its head back in pain, and then the bones collapse to the floor.
Okay. Cool. Then I'm going to stay where I am.
All right, so we come back to Palisar.
Dragon.
Then,
Yeah, this turn's really dragging.
Okay. So the skeleton stepped up to me, right?
yes.
Right. I'm just gonna tail flail, and then try and punch it.
Step up to me, bro.
Tail flail will hit.
Excellent. That's a first, so 8.
All right. As you sort of bring the chain around and sort of, you're kind of used to wrapping it around people's necks, but you get it around the spinal column of the skeleton and sort of jerk it this way and that.
Okay, but it's still up.
Still up.
Then I'm going to punch it
That'll hit.
for an additional 6.
All right, and bringing your fist into the front of its face, you send the skull clattering off of its spine and it collapses to the ground. There are still many, many more behind it, but this one is dead.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Anything
well,
else?
nope, that is my turn. I'm holding position until they get through.
All right, so the skeletons then press into the open space in front of both Zorik and Ven. They're going to go ahead and swing those weapons. That's going to be a hit, and it's also going to be a hit. So, sorry, give me one moment here. So, Ven, you were going to take 2 damage, and I forgot to GM roll these. Ven is going to take 2 damage, and then Zorik, you're going to take 3.
Meet the wolf.
All right, and Zenny is going to step up beside you here and go ahead and try to take a stab at one of the skeleton that stepped up.
Question for you, real quick. Oh, it doesn't matter. Never mind.
What's up? Okay. As she sort of stabs, trying to find any kind of weak point in this thing, the knife does find some purchase, but it clearly hasn't done too much to it. And we're going to come back to Alencia.
Is there any more in range of Dragon Boy?
Yes, there's a whole. This room is pretty much full of skeletons. There's only about 4 more out in front of Zorik.
Okay, instead I'm gonna run up and I'll give him... Just don't get yourself killed, okay? And give him 2 temp hit points with encouraging words.
All right, as her words, though tinged with like a cold edge to them, you do feel them sort of bolster you as you stand a little straighter.
Yeah, there's kind of like, oh, I'm not going to get fucking killed now you've said that shit.
If only to keep her from being proved right.
Yeah, exactly. A defiance.
All right. Anything else, Alencia?
Actually, I don't think I needed to move, so I'm just gonna stay here.
All right. Then we come to Meatloaf.
Alrighty. No skeletons stepped up into the doorway, did they?
They did. They keep pushing in as you knock them down.
Oh, okay. Cool. So we're just gonna take another attack.
That'll hit.
Finally, a hit.
Jeez.
Now, are
And
these
that will go crunch.
now
so you-
are these the skeletons seemingly taking more damage than they should?
They don't appear to be take.
I was because
You
they're
have mainly been hunting meat. You wouldn't really have a frame of reference for that.
gotcha.
Because you've primarily worked as a bounty hunter, tracking down living people. You haven't really made a habit of fighting the undead.
Is true.
Right. Although the if you want to take the reins, the skeleton in front of you is no more.
Excellent.
That means there are 3 more in front of you.
Are they like single file, or are they kind of all like crowding around the doorway?
They're kind of all crowding around the door, sort of a 1, 2, 3.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna hold right here.
All right, and that will bring us to Huffin.
Me. Real quick.
Mhm.
How is this wand feeling that I still have?
How do you mean?
I don't know. Is it still trying to pull me back towards the rock in a sense, or is it just kind of chilling in my hand?
Pretty much as soon as it finished pointing you towards the stones, it has stopped doing anything.
Okay. I'm gonna mentally remind the group verbally. Hey, we still gotta go back and get those magic items we left before we leave.
Wait.
Did
we
we
left
not
magic
grab
items?
those?
No
Yeah,
one
nobody
picked
Pretty sure
grabbed
we
the
them
boots
grabbed
or the
up.
book.
No.
Huh?
Anyways, I'm gonna cast Switch Bolt again since I hit last turn, so it's not gonna cost
You-
me a spell slot.
You remember,
Go
the
for it.
thing you hit is dead. The witch bolt is gone.
Wait, did we
Oh, I
seriously
thought I
not?
could change target. Maybe I'm a goober.
It's a concentration spell, so as long as he maintains concentration, I
Right, but
believe.
as far as I'm aware, witch bolt hits the target, and as long as the target is still there, he can keep doing it. Once the target's gone, witch bolt's done.
Oh, it's to the target. Damn it. Okay, that's
Huh,
fine. Then I'm
bad
going to
spell.
use Vicious Mockery
Okay.
on the closest boy, so please give me a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
I don't think they have ears.
Oh, they have ear holes. It's okay.
To hear your.
This is going to be a fail.
insult.
If you want to go ahead and roll me your d4.
Yay. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Just do /R 1d4.
Yeah. Your 3.
Ooh,
All right.
And now, disadvantage.
Yeah. Anything particular you say to the Skeleton Boy?
Your bones are really dry and ashy. You should lotion them.
All right.
rude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anything
Call
else,
this
Huffin?
bone man out. Nope, that's all.
All right, and we're going to come back to Ven.
Also, since it's been called into question, Zaruk wouldn't have left the magic items behind.
Sure. If somebody wanted to grab them on the way, I'm fine with that. But going forward, somebody's going to have to specify before everybody rushes up that somebody's grabbing them.
Mhm. True. Very valid.
So we'll
I-
say that Zuruk has the cloak and the boots for now.
Cool.
I misunderstood because I thought Huffin grabbed everything, which is why I left it be. But I
Oh
must...
no, I just grabbed the totem thingies.
Okay.
Because after the wand started doing weird wand stuff, I kind of forgot
hmm
until
Well,
it was
we wild them out.
when I brought it back up. I was like, oh wait, we never got the boots with the fur or the
Boots with
apple
the
bottom
fur.
jeans. We just left them.
Right, that's why you were singing that. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna fight another skeleton, aren't I?
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Are you?
Yes.
Let's see.
That'll hit.
Ooh,
All
one
right.
for 10.
Ooh.
As you sort of whip your tail back and forth and bring the chain sort of crashing into its femur, you see it shunt but not really pop out of its hip.
God damn it. Is it like has it moved up into melee with me or?
Yes. There is one still in melee with you.
All right. Well then,
That'll hit.
he can have a further 8 damage.
All right. As you send another, again, you just hammer-handed fists clashing into this thing as it splinters apart and collapses to the ground before you. All right, and then Blaze, I'm gonna need you. Do you remember how the disengage action works?
Yes, you just do not provoke opportunity attacks for the entire round.
Okay, perfect. So then the. Oh god. I believe I've been saying that the skeletons go before Zenny. No, she goes before them.
I
So
think-
she's gonna
yeah.
take the Sorry, say.
Oh no, I was agreeing with you. Sorry.
Okay. She's going to take the disengage action and run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 5 squares. And say, I'll grab the horses. Try to push them back. As she sort of runs out the door,
You
weaving
left
past
your
the
horse
skeleton.
in there. God damn it. The horse.
And then the skeletons push back into the various gaps that have appeared. The one's going to have disadvantage against Zoruk as it steps up. As it just sort of thrashes wildly, trying to heal itself from the mental wound of being told that it's effectively an ugly skeleton. And at Palisar, that is also going to hit.
I will
That's going to be another 5 damage as a rusted axe comes crashing down into you.
Okay, so 3 from my hit points, 2 from the temp HP.
Mm-hmm.
I will just
and we
say though, to get through this door, I think she would have had to have. He would have had to let her through. I think.
I assume Zoruk considers Zenny an ally in this situation.
Depends if he's like, don't go through because you'll be like killed. I don't know.
Zoruk?
Well, it does kind of ruin the tactical holding that we had here, but Palisar is getting his shit kicked in, so.
Okay.
Are you holding? Because what I told you to do was push through, and like so I can follow up behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only 3.
Okay.
I've been
Because I am
holding
getting the
because
shit kicked out of me.
I've absolutely been holding, thinning numbers, and then a big burst. Because there's me, and then a bunch of fucking squishies.
Mm-hmm.
So we are absolutely holding and not just charging through a crowd of enemies.
Okay, well, that's all right.
So on that note, we're going to come back to Alencia.
She is trying to escape with the artifact.
That's what she paid us for.
She hasn't paid us at all.
She let us have the rest of the shit.
She is going to leave us stranded without horses.
Yeah, don't sell our horses, please.
I don't want to leave you guys, but I think Alencia would also disengage and run after her.
That's valid.
5, 10, 15.
I don't know if Milif is gonna let you through though.
25, 30. It depends if
Oh.
he does or doesn't.
I do just want to give a gentle reminder. Huffin, you are still holding 3 healing potions.
Oh, true. Who's hurting?
Palisar.
Oh, just the Dragon Man.
Just-
Dragon.
Just the rear vanguard,
true.
you know.
The guy behind us.
Actually,
okay, cool. Noted.
Are they right here?
No, they're back here. One of them has since pushed up into here, so you probably wouldn't be able to move through.
What?
So there's 2 here and here now, as well as 1 in the doorway.
Okay.
I actually don't think you'd be able to make it through that the door to be able to chase after her. Not
okay.
unless you want to hold until after Zoruk goes.
I don't disengage then, and I tell Meatloaf to clear the way.
Oh, yeah.
That'll hit.
For big damage. Let's go.
That's
And
big.
that will knock down 1 skeleton as you just
That's
send him clattering to the ground.
Some good damage.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can still make it here then.
Nice.
You are going to provoke an attack that way. So you're still going past 1.
I'll stay here then.
Okay.
Are we supposed to
Alright.
see them, by the way? Because we can't see them.
I couldn't find good skeleton models, so I'm unfortunately going to have you guys imagine.
Fair enough.
That's valid.
That's my turn.
And we're going to come to Meatloaf.
Yeah, we're gonna step forward. If we can, I'd like to step across the way here to grab advantage
Yeah.
and bring down holy hellfire.
That'll hit.
10.
All right, and you are going to do serious damage to this thing. You probably hit it in the side of the head, and you see its jaw go clattering to the floor. But it is still standing.
What?
Okay. I
All
don't
right.
think I get a bonus to damage.
Not unless you're raging.
Yeah, that's one of my features. Nope, that's only if we miss.
Yeah.
And I'm not raging. I'm gonna call out behind us. Then we got a window.
All
Then
right.
move.
Anything else?
Oh, that's gonna be it.
All right. That brings us to Huffin.
Yay. Okay, I'm gonna move. Dio, please stop screaming at me. Stop it. Huffin's gonna move over to Ven. I'm assuming to take the full action to hand over the health potion, correct?
I believe you can full action to feed it to him.
Come on, bend over. Bend
Ah!
down, Venny.
Whoa,
Come on,
whoa,
Venny.
Oh, no.
whoa!
What the
Bend over. That's a
fuck?
different action.
No, bend. No, not like that. Crouch down, Venny. Let me pour this into your mouth, buddy. And he's gonna like pop the cork off with his thumb and like gently, just make it as awkward as possible for Ven, pretty much. You know, like caress the back of his head and pour the potion into his
Yeah,
mouth.
no, I just bite down on the neck of the bottle and throw my head back and swirl.
All right.
That works
roll me
too.
2d4. You're gonna heal 3 hit points.
3.
Is it not 2d4 plus something? Is it just 2d4?
Yeah, it's
I thought it
2d4
was
plus something
2d4 plus
usually.
I
2.
believe if anybody's got it handy, it'll be 2d4 plus something. But as far as I'm aware, it's 2d4.
That's what
It's
level.
2d4 plus 2.
I thought it was. Let me looking it up.
2d4
Yeah, it's 2d4
plus 2,
plus
yeah.
2.
Okay, so 5 hit points.
Hooray.
But is it boots with the
Huzzah! 5.
Is it what, sorry?
None.
And then with the remaining movement, I was kind of like back down over here a little bit.
All
And that's my
right.
turn.
And we come back to Ven.
I got 2 potions. 2.
Damn it. I really need Huffin to get through the door. So, are there any skeletons in range of me now? Have they pushed up in
Oh yeah.
melee with me?
Think of it as just a solid mass of skeletons, and they are just filing in against that door one after another.
Yeah, that's the problem. I need Huffin through that door so I can take up position. Otherwise, I'm screwing the party over and we're going to get surrounded. So I've got to stay here until that happens. So I'm going to flail the closest one.
That'll hit,
Excellent.
and it'll take 6 damage. And you want to follow up with your fisticuffs.
Yeah. Although
That will also hit.
14. Okay.
7 plus 6, and that'll kill a skeleton.
Woo.
As you just, again, give it the old 1-2 flail punch as it goes scattering back into the mass.
Yeah, and as I'm beating it down, I'm going to let Huffin, I appreciate the help, but get the fuck through that door!
Okay, I'm slow. I'll make it there, okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, and then we're going to come to Zenny, who's going to take the disengage action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. As you hear the sounds of her fiddling with the reins that you had tied to a statue in the entryway.
Mhm.
And then the skeleton is going to go ahead and take a swing at Zaruk. Give me one moment.
Mhm.
That is going to miss, I believe. You got an 18 AC, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
18.
against Ven, it's also going to miss as they continue to just press in, swinging wildly, trying to claw their way past you. And then we are back to Alencia.
I chase after the lady. Then
You are going to need to take disengage.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I got no action.
Alrighty. As you approach, she sort of throws you the reins and says, "Get this horse in there and get them out of there."
I take them and
All
stop.
right. Because you're out of movement and you already disengaged, you're going to be able to mount up next turn.
Yep.
All right. And then we will come back to Meatloaf.
Right. So I've got a healthy skeleton or I've got a damaged skeleton here and a healthy skeleton somewhere else.
Yep, right here.
Okay, so we're gonna hit the damaged skeleton then. Make sure advantage is off. There we go.
That'll
19.
hit.
Boom.
And that'll just, you just punch clean through this thing's torso and it goes scattering back.
Beautiful. And I'm
As
gonna
sort of
step up.
arms fall limp to either side and a set of legs slowly teeters before falling.
That's what I like to see. Okay, now I'm gonna step up here, get in this guy's face, hopefully distract him so everyone else can move through.
All right.
Oh
And then
wait,
we're back.
actually, I got a better idea. I'm gonna take a 10-foot step back, provoke an opportunity attack, and then walk back into melee range.
Okay. One moment. Your opportunity does leave you open, however, and you are going to take. Okay, you're going to take 7 points of damage.
7?
Yeah, as that axe just finds a gap in your coat and cleaves into your chest.
Oh boy,
Oh
Too
god.
arrogant.
that's a big one.
Man fucked around and found out.
Well,
Mhm.
you know what? Better me to take the 7 than fucking Huff.
True, I would
Yeah,
have
true.
died almost.
You run down to 1 suddenly. Speaking of Huffin, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to the doorway. Oh, because he's right here, right?
He's right here.
Right there. Okay, cool. I'm gonna
Yeah,
move
waist
one more,
clear.
and I'm gonna feed Meatloaf another a potion. Gently.
All right. 2d4 plus 2. Huffin, I'm going to go ahead and. Oh, right, there we go. So
Oh,
9 points of damage.
net neutral.
Nice.
Alrighty, as you feel it course through you and you begin to knit those wounds that had been cut open in you.
Damn,
Anything
that's
else,
good.
guys?
Nope, that's gonna be all.
You can keep
Oh.
moving.
Oh, okay. Then I will move right here.
That's going to provoke an attack because you've only got a 25 feet of movement.
The reaction was already taken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I burned his reaction too.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to come to Ven.
Yeah, you're muted.
So they've moved up into the space again, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then I'll try and kill the guy in that space and then move.
Sounds good. That'll hit.
8.
All right, and then you want to follow up?
Yeah.
That'll hit. And
Okay,
that'll
cool.
put it down as you smash around the skeleton.
And then my 30 feet of movement lands me here. So I will hold this position. Go, keep moving.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And that is my turn.
And Zenny is going to take off out the door to grab her horse. And the skeletons move up, and they are just 1 square out of reach of you. They're just about here. As you see, there's a wave of skeletons come pushing out through that door to fill the chapel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we're back to Valencia.
I get on the horse.
All right, so it's going to eat 15 of your movement, but then I believe horses have like 40, 50 movement.
I'm gonna kind of move it here and have it facing, I guess, like this, so that whoever can quickly come in and jump on the horse, and then we can go.
Your thing. It would be possible if you wanted to, because the doors did get completely broken open, to try and run the horse around. I don't know, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, you're probably better off where you are. All right. Anything else?
Can I? That didn't take any of my actions, right?
No, it just took 15 of your movement.
Be careful, you can't ride the horse out.
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right, and then we are back to Meatloaf.
Right. Giant swing. Kill this last skeleton, I hope.
That'll hit.
1 off a crit. 13 damage.
And that's enough to put down a skeleton, as the way forward is now clear.
Alrighty.
Woo.
Get the fuck out of here.
You good, Ven? We're out of here.
They're coming out of the walls. They're coming out of the goddamn walls.
Yeah.
Bug hunt, man, a bug hunt.
So I'm gonna take my movement, run up to here, just in case they start coming through this other doorway or wherever orifice they could pour out of.
Ah,
All right, and then we are to Huffin.
I go right there.
All right, and
you
then to
can
Ven.
sprint to get
And
from
you could
there.
take the dash action.
You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and take it. I'm gonna go right there.
Are they in opportunity attack range if I run from here?
No, you can outpace them.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going. We'll take up here. That is my 30 feet.
Did you want to dash action to get on the horse, or?
No, not yet, because I foresee problems with getting this horse through the doorway. Given the earlier description, I don't want to get on the horse and make that even more difficult.
Yeah.
Well paid attention. All right, and then the Zenny is going to bring the horse around and sort of reach out an arm to kind of help pull Huffin up, if you want to take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right,
Thanks.
she with a lot of effort and sort of using her weight as a counter, pulls you up onto the horse
Cool.
and sort of moves away from the door. Then we're going to come back to Alencia as the skeletons push forward, but again, you're faster than them at this point.
Well, if no one's getting on horse, I'm just going to take it outdoor.
All right. I need just a real quick acrobatics.
I mean, I'm gonna duck.
Are you?
If I need to duck, I'm gonna duck.
So as you go riding through, the doorway is kind of not necessarily meant for a horse to be going through. So the horse manages to sort of lower its head to get through, but you sort of scrape the top of it. You are going to take just 1 point of damage.
But I don't understand what changed then, because I came in here and it was fine.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
but
the
you
horse wasn't galloping at that point. It's trying to get away from danger.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, if it's scared, then fair enough, but I'm not gonna...
It's not so much what you're doing, it's how the horse is acting.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else as you make it out the doorway?
No,
Say
just
yeehaw.
waiting.
Say
All right.
yeehaw, really?
Just like burst through the door. Yeehaw!
By now, things are safe enough for us to enter narrative time. As Meatloaf, you make it over to the horse with Huffin and Zenny. You manage to mount up. Ven, you manage to mount up with Alencia, and both horses begin to ride off.
Woo!
Well, that was exciting. I haven't been in a good scrap like that in a long time.
I knew it was skeletons.
We've seen skeletons before.
Next time we find bodies
probably.
like that, I'm crushing the skulls of every single goddamn one of them.
Would that stop them? Because magic was using them. Oh wait, we didn't get the magic items.
Oh, I
We
got him
already
right
said
here.
that. Yeah, Zora could have grabbed
Oh,
them.
okay, cool. Right, it was cool. Gotcha. Whew.
Yeah, I made the
Alright.
assumption that when magic items were talked about, the person that was talking about the magic items had done the grabbing of the magic items, and
Yeah,
would
I also
definitely-
made that same mistake.
definitely be more assertive in the future. I didn't want to derail the narrative by saying we get those items.
Valid.
All right. With that, Zenny begins to sort of direct you further north, sort of around the edge of the fort and heading towards the mountains in the distance. And with that, unless there's anything anyone wants to say, any
Banana.
burning questions?
Yeehaw.
All right, and that's where we're going to call it.
Banana yeehaw.
On a yeehaw.
Yee Nana.
Boots with the fur.
With the
Oh.
fur.
Arnar.
All right.
The
Thank
whole
you, everybody
tavern
who showed up and everybody who
Yeah.
came by.
Goodbye.
Bye. See you
We'll
next
see you
Tuesday.
next week.